Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. You are watching our channel ACS True, and today we are come with such a video which is very important because we get so many comments that why don't you make predictions month wise. So we think that let's start month wise predictions. So we are come up with two video of April monthly horoscope, but in different way. First time you will see such kind of prediction for all 12 ascendants how this April month will be, because it is big said that in Hindu religion New Year starts from April, so very important, and there are lots of transits. You will see that the whole drama of year is in the one month, April month. Why? Let's welcome Akash Chauhan from Calgary, Canada, who is all set and ready with his different charts of this prediction. Akashji, namaskar, welcome.
Hello, Rohit. Thank you so much. Without further to do, let's get into the predictions for because it's going to be a lengthy video. Here we can see Aries. Okay. So, Rohit, because everyone should understand, so I have covered it into three different parts. That is from 1st to 10th of April, from April 10th to 20th, and April 20th to 30th. Here, there is a lot of things happening in April, but the biggest transit that is happening is of Jupiter, and Jupiter will move from Pisces to Aries. Okay. That means your ascendant, your lagna. There it will form Guru Chandal Yog and so many things and so many nakshatra transits. We are going to cover everything so that there is absolute clarity in what is going to happen. Now, as soon as the month starts, before that, 31st of March, Sun will enter into Revati Nakshatra. Okay, Revati Nakshatra is a nakshatra in Pisces and it is ruled by Mercury. So here, Sun demands you to be a little bit spiritual and little bit soulful during this time. If you can visit some temples or if you can go through, Rohitji, some of charity work, that is very, very good because Sun in Revati Nakshatra, in the nakshatra of Mercury, and that nakshatra is supposed to be end of nakshatras, like, okay, it ends there. That is the nakshatra from where we see moksha. Ketu is also very, very prominent for 12th house, and it is sitting in the 7th house for you. Okay, so Ketu is also associated with a lot of things like spirituality, end of life, and moksha and everything. But here Sun is in your 12th house, and 12th house means the house of loss. And Sun entering into Revati Nakshatra means loss also in some or the other way. May that loss be in a good way, like doing some charity and spending some money ourselves. Then Mercury will enter into Aries on 31st March. Okay, so Mercury is going from the 12th house to first house. It is going to be going there, and it is going to be conjunction, will get in conjunction with Rahu. Both the energies will be present. Now again, Mercury and Rahu together, it's a combination of brain and lot of brain. So that means it is not smart, it is over smart. Okay, some people or some may feel that, oh, we are over smart, like they will act like over smart, all the Aries ascendant people. So they need to be very careful at this time for decision making, because first house is the house of what you think and how you think and how are things set up for you, and what actions do you need to take. And when Mercury and Rahu comes together, Mercury is already the karaka of buddhi, brain, and everything, knowledge. And then Rahu is a very naughty planet. It is very, very intelligent, but it is very naughty, so it can make you take some bad different type of decisions. And when all this is happening, Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra. Okay, so it will enter into Kritika Nakshatra. There is a nakshatra of Sun, and it enters in Taurus only. So it is in Taurus. It is in own sign. That means lot of gains can be seen here. Maybe your over smartness can kill that gains, but your over smartness or proactiveness during this period will help you get lot of gains, and your bank balance or money will increase. Now here, because it is entered into that nakshatra and now it is entered into Taurus. That is what I was saying, that it enters into Taurus on April 6th. So basically between 3rd and 6th, it will be just on the border of first and second house. And it will be mostly, it, whenever like 4 or 5 days ago, whenever a planet is supposed to be transiting, it starts giving the effect of the other house because complete energy has been shifted to that house. So as soon as Mercury will be in Taurus from 6th of April, lot of gains and lot of happiness in family because it is the own house for Venus. But here, understand one thing, that Venus is Maraka, like aggressively Maraka for this um, chart. For any Aries ascendant people, Venus is Maraka. So you have to be careful. See, it will give you money, bank balance, and all, but there can be little bit trouble in family life, and that life is related to your spouse, or maybe in business also business partners, because see, Ketu is sitting in the other house of Venus here, and Ketu wants detachment. Ketu wants you to get separated. So many people will see, Rahu is here, Mercury is here, so many people will have a lot of different thoughts about their relationships. It should we continue, should we end it, what should we do? And on a good way, some people will start new relationships also. So there is a lot of things happening, but it all depends on the natal chart and the placement of planets on your natal chart. Other than that, Rohitji, if we move forward, one second, because now whenever I talk about natal chart, people will start asking that how do we contact you. So I just want to tell them that if you want to
That's
contact,
what I was trying to say, but I don't want to interrupt. That band is missing. But the in nutshell, we can say that people will Aries people going to get relief because last 16 days Mercury was debilitated in 12th house and they were feeling pain here. What is happening? Money is going draining and in bad way.
Rohitji, I have divided into days, 10 days, 10 days, and 10 days, 30 days,
Very
because
good.
if I start explaining in such a way that no one will understand what is happening, it
And I
is
think
so.
this is a double bonanza because people put weekly horoscopes. You just did the monthly horoscope and divided this into three parts. This
Yeah,
is also becomes kind of weekly horoscope.
horoscope, yeah. So, Rohitji, Venus enters Taurus. Okay, so Taurus people, everyone will have little bit of money gains, but Venus is Maraka for this house. But in the own house, Venus will not give you so much trouble. But still, you have to be very, very positive and very, very understanding in your relationships. That is where the challenge comes. Rahu is looking at the seventh house. Mercury comes here, looks at the seventh house. And anyway, Mercury is looking at a friendly sign only. Rahu is also looking at a friendly sign, but Ketu is sitting in the seventh house. That is a lot of detachment kind of feeling. Ruiji, from here now, on the 8th of April, again after 6th of April, Mercury will enter into Bharani Nakshatra. Okay, Mercury will enter into Bharani Nakshatra, and Bharani Nakshatra is again the Nakshatra of Venus. It is a very, very good thing that Mercury is entering into Bharani Nakshatra, because there will be lot of transformations in Aries ascendant. It is just preparing, the cosmic energy prepares you before there is something big that is going to happen. And that big happens after 10th of April. So Mercury enters into Bharani Nakshatra. Bharani Nakshatra is a nakshatra of Venus. And when Mercury enters Bharani Nakshatra, Bharani Nakshatra is always the nakshatra of transformation. It is that way that how a new birth is happening for you guys, a new life you have to start. That is what it says. Now, Luigi, this is for April 1st to 10th. These are all the events that are happening, and this is what the effect of the planets will be there on you. Now, just see, Luigi, that Saturn is sitting in the 11th house whole of this year, and it is putting its niche aspect on the first house. That means Aries is the most, what you say is, most ups and downs of many things will happen in Aries only, because lot of planets are coming there in April. Dorojon, as soon as after 10th of April, Sun will enter into Aries on 14th of April 2023, and it will enter Ashwini Nakshatra, and it will get exalted there. Okay, Rohiji. So here, Sun enters and gets exalted, and that is where you will feel most of the relief. Like, you can't even imagine that kind of relief you will feel during this time.
I think there is one pain hidden in this relief because when Sun will join Rahu here,
Rahu.
then there is little
Yes.
pain
But
also.
yes, Ruiji, I was coming to that, because the other thing, which the second point which I mentioned here, is that Rahu, Mercury, and Sun conjunction in Aries. So exalted Sun will not, Rahu will not be able to harm Sun in any way possible, not even like a small way possible, because Sun is actually sitting with Mercury. It has double power. It is exalted and sitting with Mercury, and Mercury and Sun will be more powerful than Rahu here, sitting here. Rahu has grown very high on degrees, and it has taken a lot of power here. But yes, because the energy of Jupiter is also somewhere coming here with a lot of force. So Rahu is will be under a lot of pressure with planets such as Sun, Mercury, and now that Jupiter also is trying to enter here. So not a big problem. Sun will come here, and all the overconfidence and everything which you were having and which could have led you to make wrong decisions here will come sort down, and you will try to be try to accommodate things in a better way in your life. Like decision making thing will be very very good. Your body, if you are, because Mercury energy when it comes like this with Rahu, there's a lot of headaches for people, a lot of migraine kind of problems that will all solve. Your suddenly you will have a glow on your face and something, you will have a lot of confidence. And Rohitji, at the same time, Venus will enter into Rohini Nakshatra. Now, Rohini Nakshatra is Nakshatra of Moon, and Venus and Moon are not such good friends. Okay, they are. We cannot. I do not find anyone enemy, any planet enemy. They give the results of our karma, not anything, nothing else. So here Venus will not be so comfortable. That means the Maraka position of Venus will come to be active. So you have to be very much understanding about your relationships and about your wealth. You have to make sure that you do not make any kind of wrong decisions during this time related to wealth or investments. You have to be very very careful. See, Saturn in the 11th house in Satvishya Nakshatra already has given you a little bit of gains, or maybe new job, or maybe new opportunities. But here, depending on the natal placement of your Saturn and on Sadesati and all that other factors, it is also possible that Saturn has, or other planets, the movement of other planets might have given trouble related to Rohiji job loss also. Some people might have lost their job during the Satyabisha transit. And a very surprising fact is that on the day of Satyabisha transit, Facebook fired 10,000 people. So that is the planet. That is what planet does in life. Now, after April 20th to 30th of April, this is the time this is the most important time of the year, because a very big transit is happening. Transit of Jupiter will enter into Ashwini Nakshatra on 22nd April. Mars will enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra on 22nd of April. So see here, Jupiter enters into the nakshatra of Sun, and Mars enters into the nakshatra of Jupiter. Okay, so lot of things happening. And if we see here one more thing, Rohitji, that Rashi Parivartan, you see Mars is in the third house and Mercury is in the first house. So that means they have also done Rashi Parivartan here. This is also a yoga where Mercury will not trouble the people of Aries ascendant, the Aries sign, and Mars will not trouble, because otherwise if Mars is sitting alone here, it means extreme hard work, extreme hard work. And since Mars is sitting in Ardha Nakshatra, it is a very aggressive nakshatra. But then Mars enters into Punarvasu Nakshatra, that is Nakshatra of Jupiter. Here it becomes very comfortable and it will give you a lot of wisdom. I'm coming on Jupiter coming into Ashwini Nakshatra. That is the most important thing that is going to happen. And during this time, on 26th of April, Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra. And Mrigashara Nakshatra again is Mars Nakshatra, and Venus is not comfortable in Mars Nakshatra as well. But it is still summer. That means no big fight with Mars, or nothing on that case. So it will not be comfortable, but it will not cause much trouble to people related to. But aggressive, you can be aggressive towards your family. That is the only problem that happens here. And then Sun will enter into, it will go from its exalt. It says that it is exalted in Aries, but no, it is exalted in Ashwini Nakshatra. It will move to the Nakshatra of Bharani, and that is the Nakshatra of Venus. So lot of things happening, but the most important thing that is going to happen is Jupiter. Jupiter, being the biggest planet in this time, is going to be sitting in the first house and making a stellium like Jupiter, Rahu, Guru Chandal Yog starts. Surya and Jupiter and Budh and Jupiter. Budh and Jupiter, not good friends. Surya and Jupiter, okay, not so good, not so bad. They are friends, but they are not good friends. They are friends. And Rahu and Jupiter, again, there is problem. But because the energy of Jupiter in for this house means two things, that is transformation and that is dharma. Here Jupiter will engage you into more of dharma and karma related work, and that is what you should be doing. A very good time for Aries ascendant people, because the 12th house is getting empty. all the planets from 12th house are coming in the first house. So lot of loss and lot of isolation, a lot of court cases and a lot of hospital doctor visits, everything ends for you. And now after April, end of April, you will be so in a comfortable state, because Jupiter comes here, it controls Sun, it controls Rahu, it controls Mercury, and it controls Saturn's drishti also. So overall, very very good Rohitji transit for Aries ascendant, but little bit careful. The biggest disclaimer here is relationships. You have to be.
Yes, 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 yes. Relationship, because I think as you told that all planets are moving from 12th house, then definitely they are coming in the first house, and all drishtis, all planet have seventh aspect, so they
Yeah,
will see the house of wife and
correct.
partner. So this is very important to take care of relations, take care of relation with wife, with partner, and of course this is liquid income also. So need to take care of all that things. So what is more important about this prediction is that Akashi has made this prediction in three parts: first to 10th April, and then 11 to 20, and 21st to 30th April. And more of this is not only the transit of planets, he also take into consideration the nakshatra thing. So very deep dissection of this monthly prediction. And now we will move further to the Taurus ascendant. But before that, for consultations, always mail ID and WhatsApp number is there on the screen. Any point of time you can contact. And thanks very much to all the family of AC Astro. Only in 60 days we touched the 10,000 subscribers, only because of your love, only because of this family. So let's broaden this family. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe for more such important videos and live which we do on weekends. Okay, let's move on to the Taurus ascendant people and what they will get when lots of things will changing in April.
Rohitji, here this is the way Taurus ascendant looks in the month of April. There are other transits happening here, but let's talk about. I have divided it into three parts, and all the nakshatras and everything transits is covered in this. So from April 1st to 10th, the major events. There are five major events happening. First is before April 1st, and I put this 31st March transit because it is very very important to know that Sun has entered into Revati Nakshatra, that is the last nakshatra, and here Sun is entered into this nakshatra in the house of Pisces. It demands a lot of spirituality and lot of your money should be spent mostly on spiritual activities. This is what this time says. And see, very good time for you was because Jupiter was sitting in your 11th house. Okay, for Taurus ascendant people, Jupiter was sitting in the 11th house, and in 11th house, Jupiter is very, very, giving. Like here, it must have given you a lot of gains. And Rohitji, Mercury enters into Aries on 31st March. That means Mercury has already gone in the 1st of April. It will already be in the 12th house, for them with Rahu. So a lot of loss which was happening through health problems, or a lot of struggle which was happening through isolations, or maybe you were no friends, nothing, no social life. This is the time when a little bit things will come into a play, because when Mercury comes with Rahu, they both are very good friends, they're very comfortable, so they're busy in their own talks and terms. Like they're always busy, they will not be affecting you so much. From here they will look at the sixth house, and where Ketu is for your chart in the sixth house with the seventh drishti, both of them, and where Ketu is sitting. So here Ketu has also done a lot of trouble to you regarding to your health, regarding to court cases, delaying court cases, dealing if you are applied for loan, or if you have applied for anything else, doing a lot of delay there. So Mercury entering this place will be a, a blessing for you in the 12th house. And why I'm saying, everyone will say, now I will get hate comments also, that why Mercury you are saying will go. You have to understand that this is the time when Mercury and Mars have done a Rashi Parivartan. Mercury is now in Aries and Mars is now in the house of Mercury. So this is where the whole fun begins, because no one, they won't dare to do anything wrong in this house, because Mercury knows if I do anything wrong, Mars will damage my house. And if I Mars says if I damage his house, Mercury will damage me. So it's like very interconnected here. After that, Rohitji, Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra Okay, on 3rd of April, and then on 6th of April it will get into Taurus completely, and it will be coming and comfortable in its own house, looking at the 7th house, which is not a very good place for Venus to look. But here Venus will be looking at the 7th house, and Venus in the first house will give lot of luxury related to beauty, clothes, buying, all of that, because Mercury is now in the 12th house. Your money problem which was happening, your sun is also in the 11th house, and see, your Jupiter is there, so now a lot of money will be flowing into your side. So many problems related to money will be solved at this time. And Venus is entering into Kritika Nakshatra. Now Kritika Nakshatra is the nakshatra of sun, and sun right now, if we see, sun right now is in the Revati Nakshatra, that is nakshatra of Mercury. So Mercury and Sun Nakshatra, like, that means more of the benefits which these people will get are from Sun and Mercury only. And Sun is in the 11th house, so a lot of gains, and Mercury, because lot of problems which are happening for the 12th house will go, and Venus will give here little bit of luxury and little bit of beauty enhancement. You may now have a charm on your face. That is what I can say. Here, Rohitji, Mercury will enter into Bharani Nakshatra on 8th of April. Now, Bharani Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Venus. Okay, so Venus is in the nakshatra of Sun, and Mercury will enter into nakshatra of Bharani, that is the nakshatra of Venus. Now, Rohitji, that does not make a very big difference, because Mercury in Bharani Nakshatra will initiate new things for you. What is Bharani Nakshatra? It means the birth of something. It is the yoni of the female thing, where how we see Bharani Nakshatra. It means the birth of something. That means something new and transformative thing is going to happen in your from your 12th house. That means maybe you will become more spiritual. Maybe there is a new good job opportunity in foreign lands, and maybe if you're in foreign lands, a good growth in foreign lands, a new thing, a starting of a new chapter here. Those people who have lost their job, they do not need to worry, because Saturn has also gotten into Satvisha Nakshatra. Here it will heal everything that is related to your 10th house. Which, moving on, this is the time when lot of benefit will happen for them, and that is why Mercury was just preparing them for transformation, entering the Bharani Nakshatra. After April 10th, that means after April 10th, on 14th of April, Sun will enter into Ashwini Nakshatra and into the house of Aries, and it gets exalted there. Sun is always exalted in the house of Aries, and especially in Ashwini Nakshatra, it has the maximum at 10 degrees in Ashwini Nakshatra, it gets exalted. Okay, here all the losses which you were going through will be put to a rest, put to calm you. It will calm down. Again, that song, calm down. It will calm down. And here you will, because Mercury is there in a very transformative state, so here something new initiative which was supposed to happen, or which is taking like 10-15 days to materialize, will finally materialize for you. And Rohiji, because now see, here Sun is coming and Rahu is already there, so Rahu is in a lot of power there. Till the time Sun takes 10 degrees, it will take little bit of time, and that is the time Rahu will try to trouble. But Mercury is there, and Mercury will stop Rahu as much as it can, because Sun is a very extreme friend of Mercury. Whenever they are in close conjunction, it makes Buddha Aditya Yoga, right? Lastly, on 9th, from 9th to 13th of this month, in March, there was Buddha Aditya Yoga. So many people must have experienced a lot of things during that time. Something good happening, something bad happening, many things. So Sun enters here. After that, Rahu, Mercury, and Sun conjunction happens on the same day, and it will not be bad. Don't worry about it. Like, no, everyone who's scaring you that Rahu and Sun will come, lot of loss and this and hospital and this and that. We have to understand that Sun is in a very good position there, right? Sun is in very good nakshatra, in its own Ashwini nakshatra ruled by Ketu, but Sun has exaltation power here, and Mercury being in this house, and exchange of Mercury from Mars, that means Mercury is also in a stronger position here. So both planets who are strong Rahu will not be able to affect.
But I think the people who are going from Rahu Sun or Sun Rahu Antardasha Mahadasha, they may be more affected by this thing.
Not
Because they
effective,
will
Rohitji. They may
naturally.
feel a little bit of isolation, little bit of loneliness, little bit of lack of decision making power. That is what
Mm.
will happen. But other than that, Rohitji, not a big problem for them, like nothing so big that world is ending for them. It is going to be good only, because just imagine the power of Jupiter is also coming in the 12th house for them. And 12th house
Yes.
is a natural place where Jupiter is very very what you say, very very comfortable. In fact, Jupiter is such a benefic planet that wherever it goes, it enhances that place, and also all the drishti from where it looks at. So, anyways, Rohitji, moving forward, Venus will enter into Rohini Nakshatra. Rohini Nakshatra is a nakshatra of moon. Venus is not so comfortable in this nakshatra, but still, Venus will not give bad result because it's sitting in Taurus, and in Taurus, it will keep giving you good effects, being in the first house with your decision making power, with your brain, with your ability, with your body, with everything is going to be very very good. Now comes the main time of the month, that is April 20 to 30th April. Jupiter now enters the Ashwini Nakshatra and enters into the 12th house. Now, Jupiter enters the 12th house and it takes over the 12th house. Like, it is so powerful, and it is it's such a planet which will take over the 12th house. It will take over, it will create Rahu, Guru, Chandal Yoga. Okay. It will be sitting with Mercury, which is not so good friends with Jupiter. It will be with Sun, which is also okay planet. But the power of Jupiter is bigger than all three planets. It is supposed to be very, very bigger because it has knowledge and wisdom. So it will make you into a person who will be lot of wisdom, lot of healing power it will give you, because Jupiter is entering the Ashwini Nakshatra. Ashwini Nakshatra is again like Satabisha Nakshatra, where the deity is Ashwini Kumaras, who are the healers, who are the physicians to God. Okay. And here, when Jupiter enters this nakshatra, wisdom will come with lot of healing for you. All the problems that Rahu has created in this house, all the problem that this conjunction has created in this house, will be solved immediately by Jupiter. Jupiter coming here will enhance this, and automatically it is looking at the sixth house. So all the problems related to loan, related to enemies, they will start turning in your favor, in very, very good favor. Those people who are just want to work and are not getting job, sixth house is the house where we see daily work routine, and also your debts, and also your enemies, and also your diseases. Everything is going to get relief, because Ketu is sitting there, and as soon as Jupiter looks to Ketu will start giving you best of the results. Now, you can't even imagine that kind of good results related to the sixth house, because Ketu is the follower of Jupiter, and whatever Jupiter says, Ketu does that. And when Jupiter looks here and asks him for expansion, so it will expand your credit limits, expand your income, expand your workplace problem, expand your workplace what you say, activities, not problems, activities. Like, you will be like working very busy, that kind. More busy you get, more money you make. After that, Jupiter has taken this house. Mars will be entering into Punarvasu Nakshatra, and Punarvasu Nakshatra is a nakshatra of Jupiter. That means in this period, the Jupiter energy will be very, very much active in the second house also, because Mars and Mercury has actually interchanged their house. And when Mars comes in this house, it is not enemy of Jupiter, so it will be giving you good results related to rise in money. Mars is an aggressive planet. Secondly, only problem here which you will happen is speech. You have to be controlling on your speech. You cannot say anything harsh to anyone, because Mars in this house can tend to get you a little bit violent. Okay. Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra on 26th April, and Sun will enter into Bharani Nakshatra. So Sun will get out of little bit of its exaltation and get into Bharani Nakshatra. Bharani Nakshatra is a nakshatra of Venus, and Mrigashara Nakshatra, where Venus is going, is the nakshatra of Mars. So, Rohitji, lot of things happening this April, but overall, the main thing which they need to focus is that spirituality, or everything related to the 12th house. That is, again, the 12th house is in if I go very much in detail, it is called the Moksha Bhava. It is ending of your life cycle and beginning of a new spiritual journey. It is also called house of unconscious decisions. Like, sometime you do something wrong, unconsciously, or some murder or something, like, and then you have to suffer, and that suffering is the house of the 12th house, where you go into
Yes.
imprisonment, where you go into hospitals, where you go into isolation, separation from partners, parents, friends, neighbors. This is how the 12th house is placed in our life. It is the house of our dreams and emotions also. So activating it in a very good way when Jupiter comes here, by doing pious activities, by doing spirituality, by doing lot of donation, by doing lot of things related to uh, you know um, lot of things related to human like human interest, or maybe human development, where you see that someone who is not able to do something or achieve something, just help them in getting achieving that thing. That is also spirituality. Working and sitting closely with your life partner and talking to them, talking about your future or present or how blessed you are, that is also spirituality. Thanking God every minute that this life which which He has given. There may be troubles. There are troubles in the life of billionaires also, and troubles in the life of some people who do not even have a penny. Everyone has different kind of troubles, but acknowledging to God that you have given us such a good life, such a good health and everything, that is most important during this period for Taurus ascendant. Luigi.
Yes. Right, said that. Now for the Taurus ascendant people, the most important house will be the 12th house. Whole things will shift from 11th to 12th house. So this will be the time when you have to be most cautious about this house. And the Taurus people who are going through Rahu Mahadasha, maybe they are already in the foreign land from last 1 year. And now this whole thing is shifting to your 12th house. So please take care of that. And now moving further for the Gemini ascendant people, let's see what is more important there. But before that, thank you very much again. I will, from my deep of my heart, I want to say this thing because just 60 days and 10,000 subscribers, organically we grow very good with you people, and comment shows that thing. Thank you very much again for this thing. And for the personal consultations, no problem. Details are on the screen. Any point of time you can contact. So now the Gemini ascendant people, what they will get, because all things are going to shift where? In the wishes house, in the gains house. So let's see what how this April will be for the Gemini ascendant people.
Yes, Rohitji, very well said. Everything will be moving into the 11th house for them. But right now, I have divided this into three parts. That is from 10 days, 10 days, and 10 days. And I have covered everything like the transits, the nakshatra transits, and as well as the conjunctions. So, Rohitji, here, sorry, April 1st to April 10th. Let's talk about this. And I have entered two of the things that is happening on 31st of March, because it is happening at very midnight kind of time. So it is very important to be added here. Sun will enter into Revati Nakshatra. Now, Revati Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Mercury. Sun is very, very comfortable. Here it is in your career side, in your career house. Those people who are looking for a job and they haven't given an interview, and things were not working for them, as soon as Sun enters Revati Nakshatra on 31st of March, you are going to get a call, you're going to get a mail, you're going to get some kind of intimation from the organization which you were which wanted to hire you, or which, that can be good and bad both, but mostly good only, because Sun is going into the nakshatra of Mercury, and here it tells you a beginning of new things, or ending of old things. That is what this nakshatra is all about. It is the nakshatra where you end everything and move to a new realm. That is how it is. Some people might also end their job and move into a new job during this time. Then Mercury will enter into Aries on March 31st. Again, Mercury enters into Aries, and the debilitation of Mercury ends. And here from 1st of April, everyone will be relieved. Mars and Mercury has changed their houses. So Mercury is in the house of Mars, and Mars is in the house of Mercury. That is called Rashi Parivartan. So all the people who were who were being affected by this, like lot of mental stress and lot of losses, and problems related to no growth in your job, nothing happening, they will
I
find.
think Gemini ascendant people the most, because they are the people who have a Mercury as a lord and
Yeah,
debilitated from 16 days in 10th house. This is
exactly.
profession house, and this is also their lagna. So everything disturbed. So I
Everything
think most
disturbed.
important for them.
Everything disturbed. We can I can see smile on people of Gemini, people who were like lot of troubles they were facing, because when the lord of the owner of the house gets debilitated, that is the time when no decisions could have been made. Little lots of stress, lot of stress. They couldn't, like, they do not have place to run. They will say, where do I
And
go? How do I?
and debilitated in 10th house, profession house. That means
Karma
disturbed
stop.
office or business makes you, very much problematic.
Yes. So Rohitji, from here, Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra on 3rd of April. Okay. Now, Kritika Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Sun, and Venus is entering into the 12th house. Okay. Venus is in the 12th. It enters into the 12th house on April 6th, but it goes into the nakshatra, and automatically it is going on the border of 11th and 10th house. So a lot of gains and everything which Venus was supposed to give you but did not give because Mercury was debilitated or gave a little bit. Now Venus is going into the house of losses for you. But let's understand that this is the house where, you know Venus will not give you a lot of trouble related to losses. It will convert all that losses into charity, which it will take your money through charity. It will tell you to do some puja, do some Brahman seva or something. Because here, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus is also a Brahman and Jupiter is also a Brahman. So whenever Venus goes in the 12th house, and this is the house of moksha for him, and it is entering the nakshatra of Kritika, that is the nakshatra of Sun. Here it says that lot of spiritual activities should be done by you in relation to a puja or a havan or some kind of homam or some kind of charity to donation towards like some Brahman or some. I would not say go, don't give any money to Brahman. Give money to people who are actually in need or something. That kind of help can be done, and mostly to women or women organizations or little girls. Okay, if you can help them in their orphanage or something, that kind of stuff, it will be very, very good. You have to spend money, either spend it this way so that there is punya also and your loss is also happening of money. And Rohitji, Mercury will enter into Bharni Nakshatra. That means again it is a house of transformation. So lot of very, very good things are starting or may start happening for Gemini ascendant, where their planet goes into the house of transformation, and it is the nakshatra. Bharni Nakshatra is ruled by Venus. Okay, so lot of luxury kind of things can happen in their life. So Ruchi, this is what's happening on April 1st to 10th, and the most important thing here is everything, like all the nakshatra transits, but Mercury entering into Aries and Venus entering into Taurus. Okay, so this is the main highlights of this event, and we have to take care accordingly. Mercury will give them a lot of gains, but here again it demands a lot of social interaction. Okay, it demands you to come out of your cocoon and go out and meet people and talk to them, because the 11th house and the third house both are the house of social presence and social media, or you have to be expressive during this time. It is the house of ichha purti, and Mercury, when comes with Rahu, it gives you excess kind of immediate kind of gains. Some money which will be stuck from long time, immediately it will come to you, because it is the house of new things, new beginnings. Some people who have done loss, they will just write it off and just move forward. Like they'll say, okay, let this go, let me start move forward, make my karma ahead. Now Roji, now action starts for Gemini ascendant people, because now Sun has entered after 10th of April. On 14th of April, Sun will enter into Ashwini Nakshatra, and it will enter into the sign of Aries, where it will get exalted. Once it is exalted there, you can expect lot of money gains, because understand, the Lagna Lord is Mercury, and the best friend of Mercury, or the what you say Sathi of Mercury, wherever Mercury goes, Sun is like nearby, is always Sun. And when Sun comes here, everyone would say that Rahu is here. How will that happen? Sun and Rahu conjunction. So here, Rahu, Mercury, and Sun conjunction, which happens on 14th of April, is supposed to be good, because Rahu will have no say here. When two friends, like the Lagna Lord as well as Sun, who is very, very powerful in this house, takes over this house, Rahu will not be able to do anything. If you were supposed to make a very big loss or very big because it is the house of disease also, it rules your legs also, small diseases. Okay, because it is 6 from the 6. Okay, Luigi, very important, 6 from the 6th. It is also the house of little small diseases. Anything that kind of things were happening, the energy of Sun will burn it, and you will be completely comfortable. Venus will enter into Rohini Nakshatra. Venus is constantly moving. It will enter into Rohini Nakshatra on 14th of April. Okay, so 14th of April is a very, very important day. So many things happening at the right time, 14th of April. So on that similar day, like from 10th of April to 15th of April, all the decisions should be postponed. No decision should be made because lot of planet movements. Now it also depends on your natal chart, where your planet is sitting, how your planet is sitting. And now, because this has happened from 14th of April to 22nd of April, Jupiter will be alone in the 10th house for you. So that means career, it will, because it has no influence of other planets, it will expand your career. It will try to make sure that before it goes to the house of gains, it gives you a good position in career, so that after 22nd of April, when Jupiter comes here, now see where Jupiter has gone, Rohitji. Jupiter has gone now and make a stellium here by four planets: Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Rahu, and Sun. Four planets. Here becomes Guru Chandal Yoga also happens, and Mercury and Sun are also, Buddhaditya is also there. So there are two yogas forming here. Other than that, Rohitji, it is also called Sannyasa Yoga when four planets are together. That means this house, this 11th house, will be the most active house for you during April, and that is end of April. So you are expecting lots and lots and lots of gains. All your desires which you were thinking this should happen, that should happen, will happen for you, and it is going to be a very, very good time for you. Jupiter, Jupiter sitting in this house will look at the fifth house where Ketu is sitting, and the problems related to your children, or the problem related to education, or the problem related to your creativity, problem related to your startups, or you wanted to start something new thing, it will suddenly take a it will start growing. There will be no problem, all the problems will grow, and your luck will start increasing, because it is again the house of luck, your fifth house, because it is the ninth from the ninth. Also, Rohiji, now, because Saturn, we cannot forget Saturn. Saturn is a very major planet here. Saturn is sitting in the Bhagyastan, now in Satvisa Nakshatra. And Satvisa Nakshatra is the nakshatra of healing, general healing. So it is healing them through dharma. And now it is putting the Neech Drishti on the 11th house. And putting the Neech Drishti on the 11th house, Rohitji, here it also says that Jupiter comes here and controls that Neech Drishti also. So Jupiter will take lot of burden during April and do lot of things related to the 11th house. It does not end here, Rohitji. Jupiter is coming, giving expansion, giving Michha Purti, giving everything. But again, Rohitji, moving forward, Mars will enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra. Punarvasu Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Jupiter, okay, and it is in the ascendant for them, that the nakshatra of Jupiter. So here it will already get you lot of wisdom, because Mars and Mercury has also changed the houses. So lot of wisdom, lot of everything will be good here. And from here, Rohitji, Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra. Again, that is the nakshatra of Mars. And Sun will enter into Bharani Nakshatra, that is the nakshatra of Venus. So there is lot of influence happening of lot of planets going into each other's nakshatra. But overall, Rohitji, Gemini are the most, or are the first number lucky, like number one lucky people during this time, because there everything is happening in the 11th house. All the money which were stuck will come back. There will be growth in profession, and there will be lot of good benefits coming through all this time for them. Very, very good, Rohit.
I think this April month will be like I will like to say that all people have a different battleground. Now for the Gemini people, 11th house will be the battleground where all planets will meet and sit together. What they will do there, how they will consolidate each other's opinion is thing. And one more thing, spectator. Saturn is a spectator now in this month. He say, okay, I am in Shatvishya Nakshatra, I am in my own Aquarius sign, I am sitting there and watching what they are doing, how
Yeah,
somebody is going to some nakshatra, how somebody is changing, how he's
yeah.
just spectator. And this is very rare when Saturn becomes spectator in some, but
And good,
people.
Saturn is become spectator because it cannot go against Jupiter.
Yes.
The main problem is the Neech Drishti on the 11th house. That it is something called a Hindi proverb which says "Haath ko aaya muh, haath aaya muh na lage."
Moon alone.
Like the thing is just coming to you, and you cannot eat it because it did not come. So you were
Yeah,
like going through a lot of that problems. Now
it
it will
was
be
a
solved. It is a very
no.
beautiful month if taken in a very, spirituality is the key. The main thing for you is to be spiritual, because Venus, the planet of luxury, wants spirituality from you. And if you feed the planet, it will give you back.
Yes, and the Venus, this Mercury, Gemini people will be the most relaxed people after this 16th Feb to 16th March to 31st March deviation. They will be the most relaxed people, as Akashji told in month of April. So now moving on to the next ascendant, that is a Cancer ascendant. I will again thank you because I will like to thank you 100 times. And you remember one video when we say you, okay, please subscribe and this and that, there was 1,000 subscribers. Now this day I will like to thank you after every ascendant, because you are the people who make ACS true, who are the family of ACS true. For thank you for 10,000 subscribers, and looking forward that end of this month you will make this 20,000. Thank you. And for consultations, details are on the screen, maybe mail ID or WhatsApp, whatever you like, just drop your details. And if you are new to the channel, you are just roaming through the YouTube and get this video, please subscribe this channel. We will be thankful. And now the Cancer ascendant people. How this all transits of planets through nakshatra, because this video is made in very detailed way. In three parts, video is divided. So this is a kind of you can say that weekly horoscope also, and everything is considered, every single point is considered. That's why it makes so much time. I know Akash started this video making this graphics on the 1st of March. Now this is around 16th March. 16 days to research all things, who is going where, what is the impact, and this and that thing. So let's move on to Cancer ascendant people, what they will get in the month of April. This is very interesting. We are waiting for this.
Yes, Rohitji, here comes Cancer ascendant. So I have divided this thing into three parts. Okay, Rohitji, and that is for each 10 days, because that is how the transition or the transits are happening from April 1st to 10th, 10th to 20th, and 20th to 30th. I will be covering your planet transit as well as nakshatra transits during this time. I cannot go in very much detail because everyone has a very different kind of natal chart placement and different kind of dasha antardasha happening. But I will try to cover as much as possible so that they can take the best benefit out of it. So from April 1st to 10th, Sun will enter into Revati Nakshatra. Now, Revati Nakshatra is a nakshatra of Mercury. Sun is extremely comfortable here and it is entering into the ninth house, that is the house of Dharma. So, here, the number one thing which you should understand is being dharmic during this time, visiting temples or not visiting temples, but still believing in God, chanting the holy name, and whatever religion you belong to, reading ayats from Quran or reading. Something from Bhagavad Gita or reading something from Bible is very very important in this time, because it is the ninth house is also the house of higher education. So here you need to get educated every day. We need to get little bit of education in some or the other way. That is very very important. It feeds the Mercury and Sun the most. Okay. Now Mercury will enter into Aries on 31st March. Okay, so it comes out of debilitation and it goes into Aries, and Aries is the place where this is the career house for Cancer ascendant people. Rohiji, they were facing a lot of trouble because just if you see, Saturn was putting the Neech Drishti here and Rahu was sitting here. Rahu was in full power, and it is said that Rahu jiske 10 mein duniya uske bas mein. But Rahu sitting here sometimes can become a problem also, because it can give you very cynical approach in your career that you want to just uh, trouble this person and go ahead and go forward, and you will not use your brain. You will use your you will be very cunning, that kind of cunning kind of things which Rahu gives here. But Mercury coming here is very very good, Rohitji, and Mercury should give very very good benefits here, because the very good part is that Mercury will enter into Ashwini nakshatra, and Ashwini nakshatra is the nakshatra of Ketu, and Ketu is a very very good friend of Mercury, so there is no problem between them. And in this nakshatra, in whenever they come in this nakshatra, here it says that it wants to. It is, the nakshatra lord is Ashwini Kumar. They are physicians to the god. So any people who are connected to any medical field or anything, they will have a lot of prosperity during this time, lot of growth during this time. But other than that, those people who are not connected to that, they will also feel a very very relief in their career, and some intelligence or knowledge based decisions can be made. Then Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra on 3rd of April. Okay, Kritika Nakshatra is on the border of the Aries and the Taurus. And it is just entering into Taurus, so it will be into Kritika Nakshatra, and Kritika Nakshatra is Nakshatra of Sun. So Venus in the Nakshatra of Sun will not be so harmful, but yes, we have to be careful about what kind of desires do we have, because it is moving into the house of desires in the 11th house, in its own house. So if our desire is bad, for a short term we will get that benefit, but as soon as uh, you know Sun takes the place in exaltation, then it will give you a lot of trouble. Then Venus will enter into Taurus on April 2nd. It is the 11th house for Cancer ascendant. This is a very, very good house for Cancer ascendant. In fact, Venus is just like a Raj Yoga planet for them, for Cancer ascendant, because it rules the fourth house of domestic peace and happiness and also the 11th house of gains. So here you are supposed to, you're 100% supposed to get gains, 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 lot of gains. So now these gains is also coming your way. Moving forward, Rohit moving forward, Mercury will enter into Bharni Nakshatra. Bharni Nakshatra is again the nakshatra of Venus, and Mercury enter into the nakshatra. That means it will give little bit luxury because Venus and Mercury does not have any kind of enmity between them, and they are like summer. They are like okay with each other. So it will again get lot of luxuries in terms of your workplace. Workplace, you will have little bit of luxury. Maybe very small thing if you get a new laptop or new iPad, or you might win something at your workplace, or maybe in your life also your father might give you some gifts. That is the kind of energy which is present here. Now, Rohitji, this happens till 10th of April. After that, Sun will enter into exaltation. Sun will come into the 10th house, and this is the time they will shine in their career. This is the time when, if you say that Rahu and Sun are sitting together, it becomes Grahan and this and that. But you have to understand that Mercury also is sitting in this house, and Mercury is very powerful. Now, the second counter question which will come is that why Mercury is powerful if it is sitting in the house of Aries? It is enemy to Mars. Just see Mars position. Mars is sitting in the house of Mercury, and when Mercury and Mars are sitting in the opposite houses in Rashi Parivartan, that means they both have equal kind of power and they will not destroy their house which they are sitting in. So, Reggie, it's very technical here that Sun will enter into this. Like April 14th is very, very mysterious because April 14th, Sun will enter into Aries in exaltation position. Secondly, Rahu, Mercury, and Sun will conjunct here. So look, there is a like threesome of all these planets, and then after that, Venus will enter into Rohini Nakshatra. Now, Rohini Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Moon, so Venus will enter here, and that nakshatra Venus is not so bad. It's kind of comfortable there, and it will give you a lot of emotional desires fulfill. Like if you are in love with someone, you will now be able to express this by because it is looking at the fifth house. Fifth house, your love will be expressed. You can if you wanted to marry someone, now things will start to materialize for you. That kind of gains you will get when Venus gets into Rohini Nakshatra. So Rohiji, April 10 to 20th, the main mantra is Sun. That means enrich your soul. Okay, April 1st to 10th, the main thing here is enrich your knowledge. Okay, read, read a lot, get knowledge. From April 10th to 20th, enrich your soul, do good deeds, help someone in your workplace, help someone, or like getting a job, refer someone. Like if you have free time, ask your friend like if they need any help. Do like help social, help your social circle. This is what is required during this time. Now again, Rohiji, the third phase comes here. Now that is 20th to 30th April. Here we see this is what is going to happen. Jupiter, the biggest transit of this year after Saturn will be Jupiter. Now Jupiter will be entering into the 10th house of career. Amazing kind of experience you can get in your career. This is a very, very important month for Cancer ascendant people in terms of career because there will be stellium, there will be four planets together in the 10th house for you. And Jupiter, wherever it comes and sits, it demands expansion of that house. Here it will demand expansion of this house. Those people who are wanting to take a house or wanted to take property, very, very good time for you. Those people are thinking of getting into a new job, very, very good time. But disclaimer here, if you are going through sadesati, first, second, or third phase, in fact third phase, mostly third phase or second phase beginning, no ways you should change your job right now. Okay, those people who are in dhaya, that means if moon is present in the 4 or the 8th rashi, they will also have to be very, very careful in terms of changing job. Whatever your job you are in, you can enhance yourself in this job only. Rohit, after that, Mars will enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra on 22nd of April. That Punarvasu Nakshatra is a nakshatra of Jupiter. Again, Mars will give you good results here. There is no problem. Mars will give you good spiritual or good like problems if you are facing related to your health. You will be little bit relieved from here. After that, Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra on 26th of April. Rohiji, Mrigashara Nakshatra is ruled by Mars, okay? And Venus getting into this nakshatra means aggressively you will be working towards getting luxury, which should be avoided. You know, it can be loss also. Don't be aggressive in getting anything. Let it naturally come to you. You cannot go and achieve something without it being in your bhagya or in your destiny. So just relax. If something is going to be happening to you, it will happen automatically. Don't become aggressive. Then Sun enters into Bharni Nakshatra on 28th of April. So Sun will be moving forward in 14 days. Like after 14 days, it will enter into the another nakshatra, that is Bharni Nakshatra. And here, Rohitji, Bharni Nakshatra is again the nakshatra of transformation. I told you Mercury also entered Bharni Nakshatra. Now Sun will also enter into Bharni Nakshatra. Here there will be a lot of transformation energy present, and people will try to transform here. They will try to transform in terms of becoming a better employee, becoming a better businessman, becoming a better employer, becoming a better person. They will think about others, that how do we give them gains, because it is a kind of a start of a new cycle. Okay, because Jupiter is also coming here. That means it has completed its own cycle for 12 houses and now starting fresh again. So here for Cancer ascendant people, the main thing is start fresh. Baggage, leave your old baggage behind and start fresh. This is what I would like to tell for Cancer ascendant for the month of April 2023.
Very big mantra. Leave your baggage and start fresh. And this is also considerable thing because April is always a month of a new year in Hindu religion. If you say according to Panchang and everything, they said that April is a start of year. So new things are going to start. That's very good. And that's very good that we are also entering with 10,000 plus subscribers in this new year. Thank you very much to all the family members of AC Astro who make this happen. And I check all the comments daily. They appreciate us because the research what Akashji done and what he tell, nobody tells, because he has different mindset, different books, different reading. He just pour all things in his videos. So thank you very much. And for consultations, details are always on the screen. Any point of time you can contact. And one thing more, that weekdays are for videos, but weekends we do live, so do join there. And who are new to this channel, please subscribe us. And now let's move on to the Leo ascendant people, what they will get and what they will achieve in the month of April. Let's see this.
Yes. Rohitji, for Leo ascendant people, again, I have divided this into three parts, and that is from April 1st to 10th, April 10th to 20th, and April 20th to 30th. Okay, so 3 days. And how I have divided it is on basis of nakshatra transits and on also on basis of Rashi transits. Okay, for Leo ascendant people, right now Saturn is in the seventh house and in the nakshatra of Satabisha. Here, a lot of healing related to your relationships are happening. But again, it is putting needs drishti on the ninth house, that is the house of dharma. So you are somewhere there is lack of dharma which is happening from your side. So that is going to enhance, or that can start begin to happen now. Very good period for you, because I will start now. Why? Rohit's sun will enter into Revati nakshatra on 31st of March, and Mercury will also enter into Aries on 31st of March. Okay, then Revati nakshatra is the nakshatra of Mercury, so sun is entering into the nakshatra of Mercury. Now it is again here in the 8th house. It demands deep dark knowledge and deep dark research. You want to get into deep researches and do knowledge, any field you are in. You are an IT professional, get into research, get into a lot of things which you don't know, and start to learn new things, because that is what will enhance your career. From here, Rohitji, if we see Mercury will enter into Aries on 31st March. That means Mercury from the debilitated position, that is from the 8th house, where it was getting a lot of trouble related to your sudden ups and downs. There were suddenly ups and downs. You were not able to concentrate. There was little bit of loss related to money, little bit tension due to kids, that kind of stress. Automatically it will stop for you because Mercury will enter into the house of Bhagya, that is house of your destiny. And for Leo ascendant people, Mercury is the extreme benefic planet because it rules two houses of gains, that is the house of money and as well as the house of your gains, the 11th house. Okay, the house of your fixed assets and the house of your gains. And when it goes into the destiny house, that is the Bhagyastan, it is very, very good. Now, counter question here with everyone will be thinking that how can Mercury be good in the house of an enemy, that is Mars? Just see the placement of Mars, Rohitji. Mars is in the house of Mercury, and that is why this is called Rashi Parivartana Yoga. And here, Rashi Parivartana Yoga means that there will be no way that there will be an issue related to any kind of Mercury sitting in the house of Aries. Mercury will be making conjunction with Rahu here, and Rahu and Mercury are very, very good friends. Rahu sitting here takes you away from Dharma and you start doing adharma activities. But overall, when Mercury comes here, Mercury will take you towards the line of Dharma or maybe to lot of spirituality. It will heal your soul. The ninth house is the house of your soul, right? If we go very much detail in the ninth house, it is the house of truth, principles, dreams, intuitions, good karma, luck, lottery, fortune, favors, so many things. But mostly it is called as the dharmastan. It is the house of learning, higher learning. And higher learning does not mean learning from book. It means a learning from knowledge, from the life, the knowledge of life, from life lessons from other people. That is what it says. Moving forward, Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra on 3rd April. Kritika Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Sun, and Venus will be entering into Kritika Nakshatra, that is in your 10th house. And 10th house, it will enter because Kritika Nakshatra is on the border of Aries and Taurus. Okay, it starts in Aries and then goes in Taurus till 6 degrees, I guess. Yeah, 3 or 6 degrees. So here, Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra, and then later in 3 days, Venus will enter into Taurus. That is its own sign. Here, because Venus rules your career as well as your courage. Here, it's very, very good news is coming to your way. Something good is happening, something very big which you were planning for a long time in related to your career or changing your career or moving out of your current job place and getting into something better or getting starting something of your own. This is the time that supports the most because Rahu is having the support of Mercury, and Venus is going to be standalone sitting in the 10th house and giving you a lot of benefits related to the 10th house. Mercury will enter into Bharni Nakshatra. Again, that is the nakshatra of Venus. Here, Venus will get a lot of support because Bharni Nakshatra is the house of transformation, house of new, house of birth. This is how we are born. Like, it is the female yoni, which is the symbol of Bharni Nakshatra, and birth happens. A new life begins. Same way, a new way your job will begin. A new leap your job will take. A new leap your career will take. Because again, Mercury, your knowledge will be coming and sitting into the house of Venus or nakshatra of Venus. Very, very good time for you. Now let's come to April 10 to 20th. Now this is the most crucial time, and there is one date which is very, very crucial here. That is 14th of April. On 14th of April, Sun enters Aries. Okay. On 14th of April, Sun, Rahu, and Mercury make a conjunction in the ninth house for you. And on 14th of April, Venus will enter into Rohini Nakshatra, the nakshatra of Moon. So very, very important time for you. This time is the time when you have to enrich your soul. Ninth house. What is the ninth house? Dharma. You have to be very, very dharmic. You have to praise God. You have to pray to God. You have to get higher learning. You have to start reading. You have to get into the habit of, you know, getting into laziness should be avoided and more activity should be done. Your soul should be enriched during this time because Sun will be sitting in your ninth house and getting exalted here. That means it is a time when some people get an enlightenment also. That kind of time because Sun will be exalted in the house of fortune. For whenever we say that this is the Bhagyastan or house of fortune, people start looking only to money. We have to understand. I I will quote K.M. Rao sir here. He told me that he told in a video that he went to US and he was seeing a chart of a female. That chart did not have any kind of relationship yoga. Always, it was always trouble in relationships. But she had a very good spiritual yoga where she could have become a very, very big spiritual personality and attained moksha also. So he said, you know what, your chart does not have a relationship yoga, but it has dharma yoga in here, and you can become very, very enlightened and very, very amazing during this time. You can go to great spiritual heights. But again, she asked the question that will I have money in if I get into spirituality, or will I just live like a monk? So he said, I started looking at the ceiling that, hey God, please take me. What have you done? If I'm telling that spiritually you will be so good, and she's talking about money, because the problem is that our society, our from the birth we are being told, and from first standard or second standard, teacher tells what will you become when you grow up. He'll say, I will become pilot, I will become teacher, I will become doctor, I will become engineer.
I
No
think
one
maybe
says,
maybe that person want combo money from spirituality. I will do yoga and spiritualism, and people will join me and give me money. So that is combo.
no, no. He said that no, no one asks, no one has this question that what is, I will grow up and become a spiritual leader. No one says that. I will say, everyone says, I want to become doctor, I want to become engineer, I want to become this, I want to become this. But who will take the responsibility of spirituality? Who will take the responsibility of people, getting people into spirituality, getting people on the line of dharma, right? So for that, a guru can initiate you. And here again it says that a guru will initiate you here some way or the other. That guru can be your Atmakarka, either a 1 year old kid who will give you inspiration towards becoming a good human being, so that it's your first child born, that you will think, now because my son is born I should leave all the bad habits, and my daughter is born I should leave all the bad habits and move into the spiritual zone, start doing my. And spirituality does not mean sitting and just doing god. No, spirituality means being ethical in every practice you do. That is what spirituality is. Anyways, so sun will enter here. Your soul should be enriched. If you have guru, you have father, respect them, give them a lot of respect. Do some kind of pilgrimage, do some kind of mandir, or masjid, or church kind of. Go and visit there. Take the energy, take the blessing from God from there. Take the positive energy which is always maintained and always resides in religious organizations or places. And sun here sitting here will look at your third house, so you will automatically become very, very active and courageous, and you will start taking risks. So it is a very, very good time for everyone whose sun get exalted. Everyone, every all the 12 signs will have sun exalted in different ways. For you here, sun demands enrichment of soul. Moving forward, Rohiji, from April 20th to 30th of April, this is when Jupiter will enter into Ashwini Nakshatra. Okay, now Ashwini Nakshatra is the nakshatra ruled by Ketu, but it is where the sun will get exalted, and sun will be in very close conjunction during this time with Jupiter. Okay, because sun has also just entered like 8 days ago, 8 10 days ago, 8 days ago to be precise. And Jupiter will enter here Ashwini Nakshatra, and that is when you will find someone, some guru or some kind of spiritual person who will transform your life, who will just who will act like a doctor to you. He will put you into right place. He will tell you the meaning of life. He will tell you why are you here for. He will tell you the purpose of your life. That is the kind of guru you can meet during this time. And as Jupiter is going to be here for a longer period of time, this is the time when you want to be very, very spiritual. If you become that, everything is going to be working in your favor. The Mool mantra for you is Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya, because Jupiter sitting in the house of what you say, your luck, and looking at the house of luck, that is with the ninth drishti on the ninth, on the what you say, on your fifth house. Very, very good. You very, very good time for enlightenment, good time to get master of something. Very, very good. So Jupiter here will give expansion related to your luck. Your luck will increase. Your luck will be at seventh sky. Everything will be so good. Rahu here, which was giving problem alone or giving little bit of delays in your luck, and nothing was moving forward. Everything will move forward, and there will be this stellium of four planets here. Very, 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 very important and it has very, very big significance. So after that, Mars will enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra. Again, Punarvasu Nakshatra is a nakshatra of Jupiter. So Jupiter will get more powerful because Mars here is sitting in the house of gains. That is why you will get gains from your luck, from your bhagya, from your destiny. And Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra on 26th of April, where Venus, will go into the nakshatra of Mars. So you will be aggressive in your workforce. You will be going like, oh no, no one can stop me, right? That kind of attitude. And after that, Sun will enter into Bharni Nakshatra again, a time of transformation for you, a time of transformation where you will find the purpose of your life. And now, after 28th of April, you will say that this is a time when I feel very much relaxed, because on 27th of April, because Jupiter was in close conjunction of Sun, he was, into combust mode. He will also get active. So you can expect all the good luck or good things happening to you after 20th of April for Leo ascendant people. Rohit.
You tell the one more important date, 27th April, because on that day when Venus will become active out of combustion. So this is good. And this is also good that we are now the very big family, the family of 10,000 plus subscribers in just 60 days. Thank you very much once again to all the family members of ACS2. And if you are new and watching video first time, so many viewers come first time, please subscribe and join our family. Thank you very much. And for people who are asking consultations in the comments, details are always on the screen. Always mail ID and WhatsApp number. You can contact any point of time. Thank you very much. So, moving further, now we will go to the Virgo ascendant, again a very important ascendant, because they are the people who are like Gemini ascendant, feeling very much problem here and there. Why? Because their ascendant lord goes debilitated from last 16 days. But now what this month of April, a new beginning will bring for Virgo ascendant people.
Rohit, for Virgo ascendant, I have divided for every ascendant, I have divided the part into three parts. That is 10 days of first 10 days of April, second, well, like from 10th to 20th of April or 20th to 30th of April. This is how we will go forward. And I will be covering nakshatra as well as the planet transits during this time. And little bit prediction or basic prediction. Everything all depends on your natal birth chart, but here little bit of predictions related to this. Now from April 1st to 10th, Rohitji, Sun will. I have also included the last date of March, that is 31st March, because there is two big transits, two big things happening. One is Sun will be entering into Revati Nakshatra. Now, Revati Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Mercury, so Sun enters into the nakshatra of knowledge. Very, very good. And secondly, Revati Nakshatra is a nakshatra which demands a lot of spiritual activities from us and lot of detachment from things. So here, a lot of new realization also it gives us. This is what Revati Nakshatra is all about. And Mercury enters into Aries on 31st of March. So now Mercury from debilitated position, it will come into Aries, and that means it will now be finally comfortable. All the people of Virgo ascendant who had lot of problems in their relationships for the past 15, 16 days, this is going to be ending for you, and now you're going to be in a good position. Rohitji, here Mercury will enter into the 8th house for them. Okay, and 8th house is the house again of deep knowledge, deep research, and very good because Rahu is sitting here. Automatically, they were getting deep research, but now Mercury will come and enhance that the research for them. They will go into uh, lot of deep connections related to their work. They will start working on a lot of research based projects in any field. They might be they might be even a teacher. They will be said, no, do research and let's start this kind of academics. If someone is a doctor, they will go into research of lot of other medicines and stuff. So everyone will do research here. Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra on 3rd April. Now, Venus enter into the Nakshatra of Sun, and that too in your 9th house is very, very good. That means your soul should be enriched and you should now become little bit dharmic. If you have a guru and if she is a female, it is a very, very good time for going there and taking blessings. Like Ammaji from South, she's very, very blessed soul. So if you have some guru who is a female, and like Shivani Didi, like from Peace of Mind, She's very, very good. They're like very pious and pure people. Such gurus, if you have in life, or maybe a teacher, or maybe someone who's in your office, who's your mentor, you have to take blessings, or you have to be in good terms with them during this period. Venus will then enter into Taurus on April 6th. That is in your ninth house again. Again, ninth
I
house.
was also reading some mails then where people from Kazakhstan and other parts of country asking you, Akashji, will you be my guru? So you are reminding me of guru. Then I see that due to your wisdom, people now looking you as a guru.
Guruji, I cannot initiate anyone as my student, and I have not got that calling right now.
Yes, but I think the people from other country like Kazakhstan and Russia and all, they, they just looking forward to our Vedic astrology and Sanatan Dharam, and they find you as a appropriate person. So I think maybe you can induct them as their disciple, as your disciple. Then
No, Rohitji, I'm not. I cannot. There is a very big responsibility if you take such kind of
very
actions.
big. This
And
is right. Very
yeah,
big.
if I was not in a married life, or I was not in my a family life, I would have just thought about it, but I cannot. This is how it goes. Anyways, Ruiji, Venus will in Taurus on April 6th, and here in Taurus, it is very, very comfortable, very good friend of the ascendant. So, very, very great time for Virgo people. They will have lot of benefits related to Venus in the ninth house. It is this in this combination is called spirituality with luxury. That means these people will do yoga, but hot yoga. These people will go to temples, but in USA. Like these people will go to like they'll be in the VIP lines of temples. So that kind of luxury yoga it brings. Now Mercury will enter into Bharni Nakshatra, that is the nakshatra of Venus, and being in the nakshatra of Venus, here also it will try to give you a little bit luxury from your in-laws or from the side of your family. They might invite you for a dinner or something. That kind of activity could happen, or maybe something which your other family side, if your in-laws, or maybe other way, if your neighbors can also invite you, and they can treat you or something. Something such kind of event is also seen. But Mercury mostly in this Bharni Nakshatra gives you knowledge about lot of beginning of life and why it happened, what is the purpose of life, because it is in the deep house here. So, Reggie, this is April 1st to 10th. Mostly here, the main thing which we have to understand is that Mercury will be in Aries, so it will come out of debilitation. So, the mantra for these 10 days is that let's gain knowledge. Let's get into knowledge. Let's get into research. Let's think. Let's find out that what is the purpose of life. The purpose of life is not money. The purpose of life is to support each other. It's to be useful for someone else. We do a job and we get paycheck in the end. Why? Because we are useful for that person. We are useful for that. Same way, you have to be also useful spiritually or emotionally to someone. That is what you need to work on from 1st of 10 to April. Now, from April 10 to 20th of April, this is the time where only one day is enough for these 10 days. This is the time when Sun will enter into Aries on 14th of April. That is in your 8th house and get exalted there. Again, your research, which was you were doing, will become 10 100 times more potent, more favorable for you, because Sun here comes and gets exalted. Those people who are looking for um, inheritance, like money which you they used to get from inheritance, or which they would have got from inheritance, or maybe there is a court case which is happening now. This is the time when things will move forward for you. On the same day, Rohitji, Rahu, Mercury, and Sun, all three are making a conjunction in the 8th house for them. 8th house is the house of where here this is a very good place for them, because Rahu is very comfortable in the 8th house. It is a Dushtan, and all the Papi grays are very, very happy here. They do not cause any trouble. But since Sun will come, it will be a little bit uncomfortable and try to give you some problems related to accidents or some kind of burns or some kind of fracture or some kind of thing. But it will not be what you say life threatening. It will mostly be very, very temporary. You might fall down, you might hurt your knee or something, such kind of stuff, but not related to like death on that kind of stuff. In fact, you can suddenly become sick and get flu and be on bed for 5 days, that kind of thing, but nothing more than that. And after that, Venus will enter into Rohini Nakshatra, that is the nakshatra of moon. And here, Venus is, in your Bhagyastan. So again, you will be very, very emotional during this time. If you are, in any kind of relationships that will try to move forward here. So that kind of things will happen for you from April 10th to 20th. Here, the mantra for you is that knowledge, gain knowledge, as much as knowledge you can, because sun is getting exalted in your eighth house, and getting here, it means that you have to be ethical first of all. Secondly, you have to gain a lot of knowledge, lot of hidden knowledge, a lot of research is in your cards. And also, Rohitji, here eighth house also demands a little bit of charity or little bit of time spent towards family, because from here exact drishti goes for all three on the second house. Second house is house of the family. So lot of importance should be given to your family and speech. Now moving forward, Rohitji, from April 20th to April 30th, this is the time, most important time for everyone, because a very big transit is happening. That is the transit of Jupiter. Okay, Sun has come in this house. Now Jupiter will also come in the eighth house. So eighth house is gonna be like fully crowded for Virgo ascendant people. Very much crowded. And here Jupiter enters in this house. Again, Jupiter, what does it demand, Rohitji? Jupiter is the planet of wisdom. It tells that, okay, if you're getting knowledge, right, but use it with wisdom. So getting knowledge to make a nuclear bomb is also knowledge, but using it with wisdom is very much important, right? So here it comes and it will give you wisdom, that to use your powers, to use your knowledge in a proper way, so that you can get gains from it. And here Saturn was putting its niche drishti from the sixth house. So you were already going through a very, very kind of loneliness and isolation, because again eighth house is the house of loneliness. But here, Rohiji, again Saturn being in the sixth house and being in Dushtana, in the Shatru Bhav being a Dushtana, it will destroy all your enemies during this time. Your debts, your obstacles, it's very slowly, because Saturn is a very slow planet, will also get towards the line of completion. Like you will be getting very much relaxed here. After that, Mars will enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra on 22nd of April, Rohitji. That is the same day. So Mars enters into the nakshatra of Jupiter, again gives power to Jupiter, and Mars is in the 10th house. That means enhancement here, enhancement in your career. And after that, Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra. Mrigashara Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Mars on 26th of April. Here, Venus will enter in. You will be aggressively doing spirituality during this time. You will be so spiritual. You will be like, have you seen that ISKCON people, how they do Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna? That kind of excitement, that kind of courage, that kind of power in you during this time. And then Roji, after the last event of this month is the Sun will enter into Bharni Nakshatra. That is the nakshatra its own in the own exaltation sign. The second nakshatra is Bharni after Ashwini. It is the nakshatra of transformation. So all your knowledge which you have collected, you will transform that knowledge into into something productive, or maybe something new you will create from all the knowledge you have gained. And this is the time, Rohitji, when everyone has to understand that 27th of April is the date when Jupiter will become active. So once Jupiter become active that day, after that only it will start showing you good results. Before that, it will just be very normal. It has just come to this house, but not completely out of combustion. So overall, Rohitji, the mantra for April 20th to April 30th is gain knowledge, do research, and do a you know, lot of good things for your family. This is what Virgo ascendant.
Lots of good thing for family, and the very pressure is coming on the house of longevity, house of research. So this is a time when you can do lots of research thing. I think the people who are doing PhD and all that things, if they have this ascendant, they can do wonders in this. And way forward, but I will like to thank you all once again for the 10,000 plus subscribers in just 60 days. Thank you, AC Astro family. Keep growing, keep moving. And the people who are new to the channel and watching video for the first time, please subscribe and join our family, because on weekends we also do live. Press the bell icon, you will get the notification. And the people who ask about consultations, details are on the screen. Maybe WhatsApp, maybe mail ID, whatever you like. Drop your details. You will be contacted by Team ACS2. So, moving further, we are making the first monthly prediction in these 60 days. We have not decided, but lots of people requested in the comments also, in the live sections also. Please, why don't you do? So, Akashji said that if I have to make the prediction, I will not make only monthly. I will make monthly, but it will work as a weekly also. That's why he divided all the prediction in three parts. So, let's see what the Libra people, Libra ascendant, what they will get in the month of April, what precautions they have to take. Let's see in the three different parts.
Yes, Rohitji. So now here, Libra Ascendant, I will be doing 10 days for them for this. So, and we will be covering all the nakshatra as well as the planet transits. The biggest transit in this month is the transit of Jupiter. That is a very, very big transit. But other than that, let's talk and we will understand many things. Rohitji, for I have included 31st March as a thing because on that day there is two things happening. One is Sun is entering into Revati Nakshatra, there is the nakshatra of Mercury, and here it is, according to Vedic astrology, it is the last nakshatra from where moksha happens and everything happens. But now, because it is falling in the sixth house for them, you have to be very, very careful because this is the house of diseases. And Sun entering this nakshatra is not so good because Sun is also the soul. Okay, so very, very cautious they have to be related to their health. But if they are in debt, that debt will decrease now. There will be some kind of monetary gains that the debt will decrease. You know why? Because Rohitji, because in this chart, Sun rules the 11th house, and the 11th house is the house of gains. So Sun coming in the sixth house gets gain from your workplace, from your daily workplace. So this is what happens here. And Jupiter being here, they are already safe, but they might have some health related issues currently going on in their life. Now, the Sun will enter into Revati Nakshatra. Again, I told you, Nakshatra of Mercury, you have to be careful related to your health. Mercury will enter into Aries. So, all the people who were going through a lot of trouble related to their health, because Mercury was debilitated in this house, now will have little bit of relief because Mercury is going into the house of your career and so house of your spouse and also business partnerships, house of partnerships basically. But here we have to be careful. Rahu was here and Rahu might be causing trouble, but Mercury comes here and gives you a lot of good results. Why? There is a counter question here, that how can Mercury give good results when it comes in the house of Mars in Aries? Because see, look at Mars. Mars is sitting in the house of Gemini. So what they have done Rashi Parivartan Yoga. And that means your destiny will rise during this time through your partnerships or your marriage. Now, Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra on 3rd of April. Kritika Nakshatra is on the border of Aries and Taurus, and there is where Venus is right now. And it is just going forward into its own house, that is the house of your research and knowledge and longevity. And here Venus enters there on 6th of April. 6th of April, Venus will come here, and Venus, for this house rules the house of longevity, and it is the Lagnesh. So very, very good position for Venus. No need to be troubled. Here you can get into a little bit of research and knowledge kind of business, knowledge kind of programs. But other than that, your longevity, if you were feeling sick, or if you are thinking that something is going to happen to me, no, it is not going to happen to you. This is a good time for you. After that, Rohitji, Venus will enter, Mercury will enter into Bharani Nakshatra. Now, Bharani Nakshatra, very, very good because it is the Nakshatra of Venus. And when Mercury enters into the Bharani Nakshatra in the 7th house, and right now in Rashi Parivartan Yoga, it gives a lot of benefit from the 7th house, maybe luxuries for the 7th house. That means a good increase in income in business partnerships, or maybe good increase in love and harmony between your spouse. Other than that, if people who are willing to make a house in foreign lands, or maybe get a get a construction done in foreign land, that is a good time for them. So overall, from 1st to 10th April, the main mantra is to enhance or to work on your relationships. That is the most important period, because Rahu must have disturbed your 7th house for a longest period of time. And now when Mercury comes here and it becomes into Rashi Parivartan Yoga, it can give you little bit. It is a bandage now. This is Mercury is acting as a bandage now in this house. So Rohit, for 10th of April to 20th of April, now this is in this whole time, Sun will get into the seventh house. Okay, and this time Sun enters the Aries on 14th of April and gets exalted. Same Rahu, Mercury, and Sun form a conjunction there, and Venus enters Rohini Nakshatra. That is the nakshatra of Moon. So on the one single day, everything is happening. Now again, Sun comes here, and Sun is a planet of separative tendencies. Rahu is a planet of separative tendencies. Now, whatever Jupiter, whatever Mercury was trying to do here by coming in Aries from last 15 days, you can put a lot of water on fire now. Like everything, the fire which had taken place and it was doing good and it was giving warmth, you can just put water and again get cold. So you have to be very, very careful. Otherwise, Sun here gives very, very good outcome in your partnerships, in your business. So there is a lot of gains here. There can be a lot of gains. Other than that, Rohitji, because see, if we see fifth house from Sun here, fifth house is the house of Bhagya. It is the chota. We have small brain. That is the small house of Bhagya. Here it looks from fifth. If you see fifth from the Sun, this is the house 11th, where it gives gains. So it can give you gains related to your creativity. Now, Rohitji, from here, Rahu, Mercury, and Sun conjunction. Rahu will be at less power, and Sun will be at more power because it is with Mercury and it is exalted, and it is, it rules this house. It is the king of all the planets, so it does not go down here. After that, from April 20th to April 30th, Rohitji, this is the time when big transformation is happening because here Jupiter will come and sit in the seventh house for them. So all the problem that again which you were trying to put water on fire, the fire will ignite again because Jupiter has come here and Jupiter will give you good benefits through this house. It enters into Ashwini Nakshatra and it is the nakshatra of physicians. So here there will be lot of healing kind of energy which will be present. Which is Sun, what I'm saying, yeah. Mars enters into Punarvasu Nakshatra on 22nd of April. This is also a very, very good time, On Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra, Mars will enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra. Punarvasu Nakshatra is a nakshatra of Jupiter. And see, Jupiter has come into the house of Mars. So one is going into the nakshatra of Mars, other is going into the house of Mars. So again, your destiny will rise because Mars is sitting in your destiny place. Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra. Now, Mrigashara Nakshatra is related to Mars. Mars is already in a very good position. So here again, you will be very aggressively working toward research here. And Sun will enter into Bharni Nakshatra. That means transformation time for you, transformation in your relationship, transformation in your business life. So very, very good transit. The highlight of this April is mostly Jupiter getting transit and making Guru Chandal Yog in the seventh house for you, which is not so bad, considering seventh house, because Jupiter will control two things here. One is Saturn's Neej Drishti, second is Rahu, and third is energy of Mercury. So three things it will support, it will control. But wherever it will look, however it will look, everything will be very, very good for you. Overall, the mantra for April 20th to 30th April is work on your relationships. Work very closely on your relationships and try to make it better. That is how your destiny will rise during this time. Yes, Rohitji.
Yes, how their destiny will rise at this point of time, and very well explained. I think very easy to understand when you do things in so minute way, when you are just dividing everything into three parts. And this is a monthly horoscope, and you are telling so minutely from 1st April to 10th April, then 11th April to 20th April, then 21st April to 30th April. Because month of April is not so easy as astrological point of view. If you say there are lots of transits, the biggest planet like Jupiter, who moves once in the year, is moving in this month, and maybe he's in the combustion when he will enter on 22nd April, but 27th April it will goes okay. And so many planets are changing their houses, changing their rashis, and then there are exchange of house. between the planets, then there is so much thing happening. Changing of nakshatras, sun goes exalted, Mercury will come out of debilation. So many things will happen, and that's why we decided to make a monthly predictions. And thank you very much for the all the people who become the ACS True Channel family in just 60 days. We are 10,000 plus. Thank you very much from core of the heart from whole ACS True team. And now the people who ask for consultations, details always on the screen. And now we move on to the next sign, which is a Scorpio ascendant. Let's see what they people will get in month of April and where they need to be cautious.
Ruji, I've divided this into three parts, 10 days, because that is how the transits are happening. But I've included 31st March because that is a very important date. Sun is entering into Revati Nakshatra. Revati Nakshatra is a nakshatra of Mercury, and Sun is in the fifth house of creativity. So suddenly there will be a very, very transformative creative energy which will come into Scorpio ascendant people from 31st of March. And the problem which was happening, in terms of they becoming very, very worried about their children, about their creativity, about their startups, about their destiny, they will suddenly feel a little bit relief because Mercury is now moving from your fifth house, there where it was debilitated, to your sixth house, where it will go and sit with Rahu. Now, Rahu in the sixth house, you must have realized from this, from past few months or days, that your enemies won't be able to stand in front of you. They might become constantly defeated by you. You might defeat them, but somewhere your health might be at toss. You might be feeling a little bit not healthy. And now, when Mercury comes here, there will be a lot of relief from the health. You know why? Because Mercury, Mercury is, when it enters, it will be in Ashwini Nakshatra, but it is moving very fast. So it will also go out of Ashwini Nakshatra from 8th of April. But yeah, we'll come to that. Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra on 3rd of April. So yeah, Venus is entering into the Nakshatra of Sun. Okay, where is it entering? In the seventh house. And seventh house is the house of your spouse and partnerships. Here we can see a very, very good lovey-dovey time, time spending with spouse, because Venus comes here. Venus is very, very good in this house. In seventh house, it is a maraka for you, but it is still for the seventh house. It is good. It might give you little bit leverage in your relationships here. From there, if we move, Venus, so Mercury enters Aries. Okay, we have spoken about it. Venus enter into Kritika Nakshatra. Then Venus will enter into Taurus. So Kritika Nakshatra is on the border of Aries and Taurus. Okay, I think only 3 or 6 degrees comes in Taurus for Kritika Nakshatra. And when Venus is here, I told you about it, that it will give you good lovey-dovey time in your relationships. Now, on 8th of April, Mercury will enter into Bharni Nakshatra. Bharni Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Venus. Okay, very good, because Venus and Mercury go very, very well together. And when it enters into the nakshatra of Bharani, here mostly problems related to your health will be solved, because Bharni Nakshatra is the nakshatra of birth. Those who are actually planning to conceive, and they might be thinking that we need to get into family, expanding family and all that, this is a good time for you to understand that yes, there can be a good time. But we have to be careful because Ketu is sitting in the 12th house. Ketu here can give you little bit of more isolation than required. You will be feeling very alone and very lonely, and and because from here Mercury will also be looking at the 12th house, it will try to fight as much as it can to get you into social, because it is Mercury is the planet of social, and Mercury is the planet of communication. It will try to make you communicate with the outer world, so you also willingly have to go out and do this. Mercury is also good here, in sixth house. You know why? Because it is doing a Rashi Parivartan with Mars. Mars is sitting in the eighth house. See how it is sitting in number Gemini, and here it is sitting in Aries. So they have done Rashi Parivartan. So there is a yoga called Rashi Parivartan yoga also happening. So Mercury will give good results here. Now, from April 10th to 20th, the biggest day here is 14th of April, when Sun will enter into Aries and get exalted. Okay, Sun has entered into Aries now. Can you see Sun moved here? Sun moved here, Sun has entered into Aries. It will start giving you very good results related to your health, your court cases, everything, and your debts. Everything will start to go away from your. There will be there will be ways now, it automatically come to your way, that all these debts and everything will go out of your way. Your enemies will not dare to face you at any given time, given moment during this exaltation. And from here, sun is, looking at your 12th house. Again, it is looking at the house where Ketu is sitting. So it has to be, you have to be very very careful here, because sun looking in the 12th house, it can also give you problems related to some kind of burns or some kind of um, wound, which might take you to hospital for a very shorter period of time, because sun is a very aggressive planet. And why am I saying this? Because it is sitting with Rahu. When it is sitting with Rahu, it is trying to control Rahu, but somewhere Rahu will act notoriously, and sun will have to take you immediately to medical care, because it is sitting in Ashwini Nakshatra. Okay, and it gets exalted there, so it will make you seek the attention of some physicians. That is possible, not 100% possible, but yes, possible. On the same day, sun, Mercury, and Rahu make a very big conjunction here, all three planets in the 6th house, which is not so bad, not so good, but good in a way that Mars, Mercury and sun are very good friends, and they will control Rahu and not make you make not let you trouble you. And after that, Venus will enter into Rohini Nakshatra on the same day. Rohini Nakshatra is the nakshatra of moon, and Venus is in the 7th house. Again, very emotional kind of moments you can have with your family. If there was some breakup or some people who were distance far apart, they might come together and have a very good emotional bonding. Again, those people who are in business might have a very good gain here, because Venus here gives lot of gains. Now, Rohiji, from 20th of April to 30th of April, this is the most important time, because Jupiter energy will be entering into the 6th house for them. And here, this is the most important thing, that the good thing that is happening. They will come out of isolation if they are in hospitals, if they are going through jail or some false litigations or court cases. This is the time when Jupiter will come here and solve everything. Solve everything means everything. It's a very very important transit for Scorpio ascendant people, because they might be in some trouble because of Rahu sitting there in the 6th house. It brings you lot of legal troubles. So Jupiter will enter into Ashwini Nakshatra on 22nd of April, but it will be in combust mode, because Sun is taking over that house, and it will be in combust mode, and so it will not give you exact results which you think that you can get. But after 27th of April, when it comes out of combust zone and Sun will move forward, that is the time it will give you good results. Meanwhile, Mars will enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra. There is a nakshatra of Jupiter. Okay, so Mars, that means from the 8th house also Jupiter will get lot of strength, because Mars is also sitting in the nakshatra, that is the Lagna lord for this chart, and it is sitting in the Jupiter's nakshatra. Jupiter will get more active, more power, and it will help you to overcome all the problems of the 6th house, like debts, like enemies, like your maternal side. If there is a problem from your maternal uncles or something, there might be an uncle and there might be a solution here. So very very good here. Meanwhile, Venus will not stop, and it will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra. The Mrigashara Nakshatra is Nakshatra of Mars. Again, Mars here gets enhanced. You see, when the Lagna Lord gets enhanced, right, or when a planet comes into the Nakshatra of Lagna Lord, that Lagna Lord will try and ask that planet to give the best results possible. So you will get the best results related to your relationships. And Sun will enter into Bharni Nakshatra on 28th of April, and Bharni Nakshatra is the nakshatra ruled by Venus. And here, Rohitji, Venus Nakshatra, when Sun enters into Venus Nakshatra, so some things related to their, foreign travel or something related to the relationship will materialize. There may be time when people who are waiting for visa, PR, XYZ. This is the time after 22nd of April till 30th of April where you can expect visas, or you can expect marriage date fix. You can expect many things. You can expect whatever you want. Everything is good gonna happen for Scorpio people. So overall, this is the prediction. If I have missed something, please forgive me. But I hope that I try to cover everything in a short, in a brief way, so that you can understand how this transit is happening for you, the month of April.
Yes, this was very detailed and nothing is missed. I think everything is taken into consideration: planets, nakshatras, transits, combustions, everything. So now moving further to the Sagittarius people, once again thank you all of you for this 10,000 plus family in just 60 days, and we will keep growing with your love and blessings. And the people who are new to the channel, please subscribe AC Astro channel. And people who want consultations, who want to take, who want to cherish the wisdom of Akash ji in their birth chart, just put your details on the AC Astro channel at gmail.com or on the WhatsApp number displayed. You will be contacted by team. So let's move further to the Sagittarius, what they will get in month of April.
Rohitji, very, very important Sagittarius, because their planet Jupiter is going to be transiting, and it is a very, very big movement of Jupiter into a very, very important house. Whatever you say, the most of the energy of Jupiter is always present in the fifth house for any chart. And here, because Jupiter is also the planet of creativity, it gives you that wisdom to be creative. Now, here, Rohitji, for Sagittarius, I have divided the chart into, or the predictions into three parts. That is
I
all.
think these Sagittarius people are the hero of the April because their ascendant lord is going to transit, and they
Yes.
will be the most. When you are doing one, two, three, four ranking, then Sagittarius may be the most concerned people at this point of time.
Yes, most highest rank Sagittarius gets, but more than this, Pisces gets. But okay, Sagittarius also gets.
Yes.
So I've divided this into three parts, and that is 30, 30, 30 days. Or 10, 10, 10 days. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sun will enter into Revati Nakshatra on 31st of March 2023. That means, I have considered 31st March also, because it is just one day and two big events are happening that day. Sun will enter into Revati Nakshatra. Now, Revati Nakshatra is a nakshatra of Mercury, and Sun, sees in the fourth house of domestic peace and happiness, and looking at the house of your career. So here, career also will increase, and if you are planning to buy a house or planning to get into investments and that kind of stuff, it is very, very good, very, very good time for you to do that. Your mother health will enhance or increase, or will be good. And other than that, if you are planning to buy a vehicle, you might have booked a vehicle, or you might have just bought a vehicle, or you might just have sold a vehicle. That is the kind of thing which is happening in your life. Mercury will enter into Aries on March 31st. That is, Mercury enters into Ashwini Nakshatra in Aries, and it has come out of debilitate. It was debilitated for a longer period of time, for 16, 17 days. Every communication was like going haywire for you. But now it is come into the fifth house of creativity, and now your communication comes with a touch of creativity. So very, very good time for you. Those who were worried about kids, and those who were worried about lot of problems related to kids, now here Mercury has come with Rahu, and it will give you good results. Because Rohiji, from here they all look at the 11th house, and 11th house is the house of Ichha Purti and gains. So people want 11th house always to be active, and Ketu sitting there, it puts that house completely into isolation. So once after the by the time that end of the month comes, there will be lot of good things happening to them. Lot of good things. Sagittarius will be going through a lot of good things. Ruji, Venus is in the Kritika Nakshatra. Now Kritika Nakshatra is on the border of Aries and Taurus. Okay, so Venus is going into the sixth house again. Workplace, they will be very, very comfortable in this period. And Venus is entering into the sixth house on April 6th. So here we can understand that workplace, work-wise, everything will be good. If they are going through some problems related with a female, like some female has done a case on them, like for some wife of theirs came or husband, there can be time, or there can be chances of settlement outside of court, or some kind of that kind of indications is seen. Other than that, also those people who have applied for loan and are not getting, this is the time that that will materialize, and you will get little bit of debt during this time. So it is a good period. Now here Mercury will enter into Bharni Nakshatra on 8th of April. Mercury is moving very fast now. It will go into Bharni Nakshatra, Rohiji, and it will, in Bharni Nakshatra, it's a nakshatra of transformation, and Bharni Nakshatra is ruled by Venus. So, Mercury goes into the Venus nakshatra, and Venus is in actually, if you see, Venus is right now in Kritika Nakshatra. So, is in the nakshatra of Sun. So, that means favorable, all the nakshatras where planets are going are favorable for each other. Mercury enters the Bharni Nakshatra again. It will, there will be birth of creativity, birth of some idea in yourself, birth of some kind of new activity which you want to do, like birth of spirituality in you. Because Bharni Nakshatra is associated with death and birth. So death of all the bad things and birth of something new and good thing. That is
Birth of
what
kids also expected from them,
birth of
conceiving.
kids and conceiving, yeah. But conceiving more happens as soon as I am now moving forward here. As soon as sun goes and get exalted here, now I'll talk about April 10 to April 20th. Here sun enters on 14th of April, and this is the time, you know what is sun? Sun is the soul, and when fifth house if it is active, this is the time when, what, Rohitji? This is the time when your soul will be active, and you can also summon new souls from the another realm. This is how you're conceived. Your wife will conceive, or they will be conceiving lot of
Because these people were facing the maximum problem in conceiving, because from last
Rahu.
1 year Rahu is sitting here, so now they
Now,
will the relaxed mind.
relaxed mind. Now they will conceive, and those people who have conceived already, and Rahu came, and Rahu is here in transit, and they might be feeling problem related to their conceiving, or maybe or their pregnancy will also see a lot of benefit here, Rohitji. Sun gets exalted here, Rohitji, and the same day Rahu, Mercury, and Sun, they make a conjunction here in three. But Rahu will not be powerful here, because Mercury and Sun are very very good friends, and in close conjunction, that way they will both be very very powerful here, and Rahu's energy will not be able to work. On the same day, Rohitji, Venus will enter into Rohini Nakshatra, the Nakshatra of Moon. And where is it? It is in the sixth house. So here, that means your settlement with your partner or with everything outside of court must have happened. You will come into a very peaceful kind of state. Such people might also find a very, very good opportunity to move forward in their workplace. They might find some good opportunity. Rohitji, after that, so April 1st to 10th, your main mool mantra is that let's end everything that is past and let's start something new, because Mercury comes in the fifth house. Okay. Secondly, from 10th April to 20th April, Sun is exalted. You have to make sure that you have to enrich your soul. Mantra chanting is very, very important. Fifth house is related to mantra chanting. So doing the Vishnu mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is will enhance all the results which you're supposed to get. If you were troubled because of kids, if you were troubled because you couldn't start anything, if you were troubled because you couldn't get high education or higher education, it is the time when everything is in your favor and things will start working for you. Of now, let's move to Rohiji, the biggest event of the year, that is Jupiter entering into Ashwini Nakshatra or Jupiter entering into Aries. Okay, so Jupiter will now come into the fifth house, and here Jupiter enters on 22nd of April. But because it is in close conjunction with Sun, it will be combust from 22nd till 27th. So all the results which everyone will get after 27th of April, not before that. Before that, Jupiter is just coming and sitting here. Now, as soon as it comes here and out of combustion, it makes Guru Chandal Yog. Okay, and it Mercury and Sun also makes Bodhaditya Yog here. So there are two yogas here. But being Guru Chandal Yog in the fifth house, again now there will be a problem related to, creativity and blockages and all that kind of stuff. That what I cannot move forward spiritually, I'm stuck and this and that. But we have to understand, as soon as Jupiter's power increase and it comes in a lot of degrees here, it will start giving very very good benefits to the people of its own ascendant. We have to also understand that for Sagittarius ascendant, Jupiter is not good in the fourth house for them, because fourth house is, the 12th sign Pisces, and it is already generally a sign of isolation, and it is a sign of detachment. So here, if Jupiter sits, it gives you a lot of detachment. It takes you only on a spiritual path, spiritual path, spiritual path. But fifth house is also the house of Lakshmi Ma. Here you can expect bigger, bigger gains, because Ketu, which was sitting in the 11th house and not giving you any kind of benefit, here when Jupiter comes, it will directly look at the 11th house and tell Ketu to give you benefits, because Ketu only follows Jupiter and Jupiter's way. And also the people who were facing problem related to childbirth or delay in childbirth, because Saturn was sitting in the third house and looking here with the Neech Drishti in the fifth house, they will also expand their family, because Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So overall, Jupiter transit is going to be very, very good for your ascendant. Secondly, Mars will enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra. Again, Mars is the owner of Mars is right now sitting in your seventh house and is going in the house of Jupiter. So here, because it is the sign of Jupiter, it will give lot of power to Jupiter, and relationship also will become very, very good for you during this time. Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra, that is the Nakshatra of Mars. So Mars is already giving you good results now. Venus will get into the Nakshatra of Mars, so aggressively it will make you work in your workplace, or you will be very, very hardworking, busy during this time. Otherwise, it does not show anything related to loss or health or such kind of things, because Venus is favorable in the sixth house, in its own house. Then, Rohitji, after that, Sun will enter into Bharni Nakshatra. Again, all the ideas which you were thinking or trying to do will materialize now, and you might get to a point where you might start it in a very, very good way. So, a very good transit for Sagittarius ascendant, only because it is making in your this thing is happening in your fifth house. You need to understand that Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is very, very, very important. Second is Hanuman Chalisa is very, very important, because that is the Pakka house of Mars. You know? So you have to do that.
I
Otherwise, it
think
will.
they will be the most enlightened people, because Jupiter will aspect their lagna on sign. So I think they will get the knowledge and spiritualism, everything, and they will be the relaxed person, because Jupiter aspecting on sign on house lagna. So I think this is also the beauty of this prediction for the Sagittarius people. And moving further for the Capricorn, I will again thank you all. Thank you very much for the 10,000 plus family in just 60 days. Please keep joining. Let's grow this family. Who are new to this channel, please subscribe. And who want consultations, very easy. Details on the screen. Now, the Capricorn people, what they will get, because everything is happening in Sukhasthan. Let's see.
Yes, Rohiji, I have divided this into three parts. That is April 1st to 10th, April 10th to 20th, April 20th to 30th. Okay. And this is how I have also taken consideration of all the nakshatra transits, as well as the house transits. Now, first, we have to understand that Sun and Mercury both are transiting on the 31st of March, and one is transiting into Aries. That is, Mercury is coming into Aries after debilitation. It is coming into being into a place where it is comfortable. And why it is comfortable? Because there is Rashi Parivartan between Mercury and Mars. And Sun is entering to Revati Nakshatra. Revati Nakshatra is a nakshatra of Mercury. Sun is very, very comfortable in this nakshatra. So, in the third house of courage, in the third house of Parakram, in the third house of your siblings, in the third house of your social state, social network, and social place, and your neighbors, and everything related to communication, Sun is going into a very, very good place. Now, Jupiter was sitting here from last 1 year, and here it says that Jupiter has already given you good knowledge related to communication, and good way that how your communication was happening during this time. So Jupiter will be now in end of April moving into the fourth house. But I will go line wise. So Saturn enters into Revati Nakshatra. I told you Mercury Nakshatra, your communication will become very, very good. You will be doing very, very good during this time. Mercury will enter into Aries. It comes out of debilitation. All the problem related to Mercury or communication has now ended. You will now feel lot of relief, and you will now feel lot of happiness in your domestic life. Rahu is here. Rahu was kind of troubling this house, but Mercury comes here and it takes over energy of Rahu, and they are both very good friends, so they will not trouble being together in trouble, because Mercury is not a notorious planet; it is a pious planet. Then Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra. Now, Kritika Nakshatra is on the border of Aries and Taurus. So, Venus is just transiting from the fourth house to the fifth house of creativity in the own house, and it is also the Lakshmi Mata house. Venus is also ruled by Mata Lakshmi. Venus also is the deity which Venus prays to is Ma Lakshmi. So, it will be entering into this house, and Ma Lakshmi house will activate for you on 6th of April. But in Kritika Nakshatra, as soon as Venus moves, it is a nakshatra of Sun, and there is no problem of Venus moving in the nakshatra of Sun. Here, Venus will give you good results and good money, like monetary gains, because from here it is directly looking at the 11th house also. Rohit, Mercury will enter into Bharni Nakshatra on 8th of April. So Mercury, when enters here, it is Ashwini Nakshatra, is fastly moving and goes into Bharni Nakshatra. So again, in a house, maybe a new house or new car is seen here. Something new, a new chapter in your life will begin in terms of domestic peace and happiness. Also, because it is looking in the house of career where Ketu is sitting, and Ketu is a good friend of Mercury, there is a lot of problems in the workplace going on for you right now. That will also come to an end, or maybe come to ease because of Mercury's drishti here. Now, Rohitji, after 10th of April, Sun will directly go into the fourth house, and going into the fourth house on 14th of April. Here it will create Guru Chandal, it will create a Grahan Yog, and then it will also create Buddhaditya Yog. But Buddha-Diti Yoga will be more stronger than Grahan Yoga because Sun here gets exalted in Ashwini Nakshatra. As soon as it comes here, it gets exalted, and getting exalted in the fourth house, that means lot of domestic peace and happiness, and lot of growth related to your home, your homeland, your fixed assets, your family, your mother, and your inner peace will increase during this time. And there will be this conjunction. This conjunction has no bigger influence than, because Mercury is a very very good friend of Sun, and it will support Sun during this time, and they both will be in a very strong position to put Rahu aside. Nothing will happen. But after that, Venus will be transiting into Rohini Nakshatra, the nakshatra of Moon, in the fifth house. So again, here you can gain a little bit of money from your mother also, because fifth house is the house, fourth is the second house from fourth. That means gains from mother. And Moon, when Venus comes into the nakshatra of Moon, you can gain little bit money, or little bit some kind of thing from your mother, or from your homeland, motherland. That is also possible. Creativity will be at peak. Amazing creativity. Now, from there, after 20th of April, that is on 22nd of April, Jupiter will also come into the fourth house. And this is the time your life will be transformed. Jupiter will come into Ashwini Nakshatra, and here it will be it is very, very relaxed. It's very, very relaxed. It only makes Guru Chandal Yoga, and, you know, Sun and there are three yogas now. One is Guru Chandal Yoga, one is Buddhaditya Yoga, and one is Sun and Rahu, that is eclipse, that is Grahana Yoga. But Jupiter, being the planet of expansion, okay, being the planet very powerful in this chart, and being a very powerful planet, so call it like it gives expansion. It will directly look at three houses. It will look at your eighth house. Eighth house, it will give you deep knowledge. It will look at your career. That deep knowledge will turn into good career success. And then it will look at the 12th house. That means that success will not turn into loss, and that success will turn into lot of benefits. And also long distance travel is seen. Some people who are, your fourth house will get disturbed so much that you might also get immigration during this time. Some people who are wanting to go abroad and wanting to go in foreign lands, this is the time for you to make such decisions, because Saturn also is in a very good place in Satvisha Nakshatra. It is also looking at the third house with Neecha Drishti. So a very, very good time for you to go abroad, or take your, like, do research, get your career prospects in abroad and move abroad. This is what it says. Luigi, Mars will enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra, that is the nakshatra of Jupiter, giving Jupiter more strength. And in the sixth house, Mars will try to defeat all the enemies, because it is a natural fighter. It is the commander of gods. So it will fight with all the diseases, with all the enemies, with all the court cases and legal troubles which you are in. In fact, at workplace also you will be in fighting mode, but you have to relax there, because but basically it will come into the nakshatra of Jupiter, so it will have lot of wisdom, and that wisdom will be very very good. You can put that wisdom into good use. From here, Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra. It is the nakshatra of Mars. So here in the fifth house, you will get a little bit aggressive related to some startup or some creativity, or maybe love. You will be very fanatic in love life, or aggressive in terms of dharma or spirituality, which is very very good, not in a negative way, but you will be aggressive during this time. And when Sun will enter into Bhavni Nakshatra on 28th of April, that is the time your fourth house has a very big transformation energy. That means anything which you were desiring about the fourth house will materialize during the end of April. And why I'm saying this after 28th of April? Because this is when Jupiter also comes out of combustion, and you're going to get good results from the fourth house. So overall, Rohitji, for Capricorn people, the most thing which is important is family life. They have to take care of their mother. They have to take care of their children, or maybe they have to plan now if they want children. And also, foreign lands travel is very very prominent for them during this time.
Yes, because Jupiter is aspecting the 12th
Tenth
house,
house, as well as
and
the eighth house, as well as the 10th house.
as well as the 10th house. Yes, thank you very much for this beautiful explanation for Capricorn. I always wait. And now, moving further to the Aquarius Ascendant, I will like to thank all people. Thank you for the 10,000 subscribers in just 60 days. Keep subscribing if you are new to the channel. And for the consultation, details are on the screen. And now, what Aquarius people waiting for 2 hours? Oh, my Ascendant will come now. Now, what this April month of 2023 will bring for Aquarius ascendant people. That is very important.
Luigi, again, this chart is divided into three parts: 10, 10, 10. That is 10th till 10th April till 20th April till 30th April. And I will start because I have been doing the nakshatra transit also, and then the planet transits also, and the aspects also for all these things. So, Luigi, from Sun will enter into Revati Nakshatra on 31st of March. That is the nakshatra of Mercury, and Sun is right now in the second house. That means really gains in money, and in terms of money and in terms of family happiness, there is a lot of gains because Sun is going to be in the house of Mercury. And this house, Sun is very, very comfortable because it is the house of a friend. And Mercury enters into Aries on 31st of March. You know why, Rohitji? Because Mercury was debilitated and they were having lot of trouble related to finance and family life. And now it is moved to the third house. It is the original house of Mercury. The energy of Mercury is present here because this is the house of communication and Mercury rules the house of communication. So all the bad communication which happened in earlier days now turns into or goes into good communication. But here Rahu is already sitting. So in third house, Rahu also give good results. Such people become famous. Such people have good social status. They have good standing in the in politics or in many things related to politics. So Rohitji, Mercury enters into Aries and it takes lot of control over Rahu's energy, which was here. And communication was there, but communication could have been little bit violent or aggressive or something, some kind of stupid or overconfident also. But Mercury comes here and then now calms down Rahu's energy because they are both friends. After that, Rohitji, Venus enters into Kritika Nakshatra on 3rd of April. So Kritika Nakshatra is on the border of Aries and Taurus. And Venus is just transiting and will be transiting here on 6th of April. Now, Kritika Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Sun. Venus entering this, Venus is extremely benefic for, and also a yoga karka, or what we say, we can say that it is a yoga karka. For it is short, it is someone who makes Raja Yoga in this house because it rules the fourth as well as the ninth house. It rules the Kendra and Trikon. Okay, here Venus comes and Venus will give lot of luxuries related to your home or related to your mother and related to lot of comfort in your homeland. Such people who are thinking of going to foreign lands should just wait because right now this is not the right time. You can go foreign lands only mostly after the transit of Rahu on 30th of October, not before that. That is the time you can think about it. So Rohitji, here Venus enters into Kritika Nakshatra and Taurus. In fourth house, Venus will be giving best results what it can, best results. And Mercury will enter into Bharni Nakshatra on 8th of April. That means Mercury is moving very very fast, and it will enter into Bharni Nakshatra. Here, a new way, a new something, some new transformative thing will happen because Bharni Nakshatra is the nakshatra of life and death transformation. It is the nakshatra from where things take birth. So some new idea of or your communication way will take birth, which will help you very much in the long run. So during 1st to 10th April, the most important thing is the transit of Mercury into Aries and the transit of Venus into Taurus. Both are very, very good and give good results. Now, the counter question which will come or in people's mind is how can Mercury give good results in the house of Mars? Right, Rohit? Because it is in the house of Mars and they are proper enemies. So we understand that Mars is in the fifth house, in the house of Gemini, that is the house of Mercury itself. That means they have done Rashi Parivartan and Rashi Parivartan Yoga. So there is a deal between Mars and Mercury that I will not trouble you in your house and you will not trouble in my house. So Mars also sitting here in the fifth house will give you very good results because it looks at the house of gains as well. So it will give you good results in terms of gains. Aggressively, it will give money to you. From here, Rohitji, April 10 to 20th. Now, this is the time when one single day is very, very heavy. That is the 14th of April. Sun will enter into Aries and get exalted here. Okay, so Rahu energy already which is present. So Rahu is enemy and Sun and Rahu will make here a eclipse. That is Grahana. And then Rahu, because Sun is very good friend with Mercury and Mercury is very close to Sun, or maybe it will be not so bad, far degrees with Sun. So they will also in few days make Buddha Aditya Yoga. So Grahan Yoga and Buddha Yoga both happens, but because Sun here gets exalted, that's why Sun wins here, and Sun's energy will be more active here. You will be lots of courageous. There will be lot of power. You will be helping your brothers sisters. If there is If you are planning to apply for a visa, you can start your process now. It will take little bit time for you to get, but this is the time to initiate new things, because Rahu, Mercury, and Sun conjunction will happen on 14th of April. After that, Venus will enter into Rohini Nakshatra. Rohini Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Moon, and here in the fourth house, your mother, you will have a lot of comfort from your mother during this time. Lot of big things which you were not trying to achieve or trying to get into, your mother will help you to get those things. Those people who are looking for a job, because Venus will be looking directly into the 10th house. That job is also possible because your destiny will be at play here at this time. So from April 10th to 20th, the main thing is that your communication will increase. Sun will come into this house. See, the sun comes into the third house, and you will be feeling a lot of positive energy in yourself, in your soul. You will be so supercharged to take up new challenges, to do new things. Now, this challenge will become more comfortable after 20th of April. After 22nd, when Jupiter enters into Ashwini Nakshatra. Jupiter also comes into the third house for them. The third house becomes very, very heavy because Saturn's drishti here is Neech drishti. Okay, here four planets are sitting, and that is Guru Chandal Yog, then Buddha Aditya Yog, and as well as Grahan Yog. So three yogas forming in this one house. And from here, you know, lot of strong drishti of all the four planets on the Bhagyastan, on the ninth house. So destiny can rise during this time. Just understand that all the four planets will say, I will give result, I will give result, I will give result, I will give result. But Jupiter will control everything and make sure that all the results are positive for you. After that, so Jupiter is going to be very, very good in transit for you. Very, 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 very good in terms of money and in terms of gains, because here Jupiter rules your second and 11th house. So you will, from your courage, from your actions, you will get a lot of gains and fixed assets and money. Yuji, Mars then enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra on 22nd April. Okay, what is Punarvasu Nakshatra? It is a nakshatra of Jupiter. So that means in the fifth house, Mars will give power to Jupiter by coming into that nakshatra. So again, childbirth and all the problem related to children will be also be solved. Also relationships, if you're in love relationship, that will also be very, very kind. If you have broken up and things are not working in your favor, it will come to you. Venus will enter into Mrigashara Nakshatra on 26th of April. Mrigashara Nakshatra is the nakshatra of Mars. So Venus will give power to Mars here, and Mars is already in the house of wisdom, in the nakshatra of wisdom. So it is Sone Pe Suhaga, that means very, very good. And you know, Venus naturally is a very, very good planet for this house. Venus and Jupiter both are very, very good planets for Aquarius ascendant. And Sun will enter into Bharni Nakshatra. So maybe a new thing, new transformative thing from the third house will happen to you in your by the means of your communication. Maybe if there is some very big deal which you were supposed to do through communication, that will happen, and you will have get success in that. Very, very good, Rohitji, for Aquarius people.
Yes, good for the Aquarius people. And now the concluding sign, Pisces sign, is on the way. Again, thanks very much for the big 10K family in just 60 days. And for consultations, details are on the screen. Any point of time, you can just consult. Now, we were talking about the heroes of this April. Now, the Pisces are the one of the Akashji told that they are the number one hero.
Yes,
Now, he will explain how they are the number one hero.
yes, Rohitji. Oh, I forgot to move Ketu, but Ketu is in the um, eighth house for them. I forgot to move Ketu here. So just ignore Ketu. That's why it is black.
Okay, okay.
Give it Ketu, I couldn't move him. So just ignore Ketu. Okay, so Pisces people. So now, as we see, Saturn is in your 11th, in your 12th house. Okay, in the 11th sign, and it is looking at the second house with lot of neech drishti and lot of problems related to your family, your finances, and the problem related to your speech. You might be speaking something rubbish, then you would say, "What the hell have I done?" This is what is happening to you. But because Saturn is sitting in the 11th house, in the 12th house of loss, because it is the planet which does not do anything bad in the house it sits, so it will not give you loss during this period. There might be some short, very little losses, but more losses of emotionally more losses, not financially. Rohitji, for them right now, as we say, from April 1st, Sun will enter into Revati Nakshatra. Revati Nakshatra is the Nakshatra of Mercury, and in the first house, getting into the Nakshatra of Mercury, they will be a lot like knowledge will suddenly come to their play. They will be starting to talk very, very politely, very, very. They will act, they will not act, they will what inheritance some kind of intelligence immediately, like from 31st of March they will talk in a very intelligent way, very responsible way, because Jupiter is also sitting there and Sun is also sitting there. Jupiter is like in full force to go into the next house. But anyways, Mercury will enter into Aries on March 31st. Okay, so Mercury has already moved into the second house for you. And there, you know what, Rohitji, it was debilitated in the first house. That means the brain was dead for 16, 17 days. Now, Sun is also moved into Revati Nakshatra, giving lot of soul to the brain. And Mercury has gone into the house where Rahu is sitting and maybe giving a lot of problems related to your fixed assets. All your savings might have been getting empty, and there will be a lot of problems. But Rahu, as soon as Mercury comes here, it will control the energy of Rahu. And you know why I'm saying that? Because Mercury is sitting in Aries, and it is very, very good placement for Mercury during this transit. Now there is a counter question here, Roji. Everyone will say that how come Mercury is in a very good uh, position? It is because of Mars. See, Mars and Mercury, they have both interchanged their houses. That is called Rashi Parivartana Yoga. So a yoga is forming where they have both switched their rashis. And during this period, neither Mercury will cause trouble in Aries or neither Mars will cause trouble in Gemini. They will give good results. Now Venus will enter into Kritika Nakshatra. Kritika Nakshatra is the border, on the border of 1 and 2, like on the border of Aries and Taurus. And Venus will move here on 6th of April in Taurus. So it will enter into Kritika Nakshatra, then move into Taurus on 6th of April. Now here Venus is in a very, very good place. Very, very beautiful communication, beautiful relationship with your younger siblings, beautiful relation with your neighbors, and very, very thoughtful you will become for the social world. Like people will say, wow, he's so thoughtful, he's so caring, and this and that kind of stuff. Mercury will enter into Bharni Nakshatra on 8th of April. Now, Bharni Nakshatra is the Nakshatra of Venus, and Mercury entering into the Nakshatra is very, very good because it does not have any enmity with Venus, and it will give you results like getting transformation, getting new things. You're thinking you're taking your family on a trip, taking your family somewhere outside. And Ketu is sitting in the eighth house for them, right? In the seventh number Rashi. I have placed it wrong here, but Ketu is sitting in the eighth house for them. Ketu here is giving them automatically deep knowledge and everything. Like it is giving them a lot of spiritual knowledge, deep knowledge, and now they will be a little bit calm down and help or understand their family, their problems. Also, take consideration of their fixed assets and what is happening to their assets, how much money do they have, future planning, and everything should happen. Luigi, now Sun will move. Sun will move into the house of finance for them, and where it will become exalted. So just imagine exalted Sun in the second house. I don't want to even say anything because it is going to do what it wants to do. Like lot and lot and lot of money is coming your way, and that money will come through any kind of legal cases. You win legal cases, number one, because it rules your sixth house, or maybe some kind of big loan which you were trying to apply for, it will come to you for education, for health, for any kind of reason. If you're applying for loan, you will be granted that. On the same day, Rohitji, Rahu, Mercury, and Sun are making conjunction. So Mercury and Sun here are making Buddhaditya Yoga, as well as Rahu and Sun here are making Grahana Yoga. Now these two yogas are already getting formed. Secondly, because Sun is exalted here. Third thing is Sun is exalted here. Here, Sun will try to enhance everything this house deserves. Rahu energy will be completely zero for a. It will combust. Sun will combust Rahu and everything. It will also combust Mercury after some time. But yes, now they both will make a yoga where they will be so powerful, giving them knowledge as well as money during this time, and very improvement in speech also. They will become very, very polite and very, very nice in talking. From here, Rohitji, Jupiter From here, Venus will enter into Rohini Nakshatra, the nakshatra of moon, and in the third house. That means again, very, very beautiful way they will come out in terms of their communication for the social world. For other people, you will feel like, wow, this is the person of so much kindness, so much uh, dignity, and so much empathy that wow, we just want love this person. This is the kind of energy Venus will get when it gets into the nakshatra of moon, where it is said that it is not so comfortable, but you have to understand that this is the house Taurus, own Venus's own house. So it will never ever give bad results in the own house. From here, it looks at the ninth house, okay? So your destiny will also rise during this period. So this is between April 1st and April, sorry, this is between April 10th and April 20th. Okay, Venus enters into Rohini Nakshatra. So the whole time here is Lord, give lot of respect to your family, give lot of respect to your father. That is the way your communication will be enhanced and you will get a lot of gains. Moving forward, Rohiji, from 20th of April to 30th of April. This is the most crucial time and very big event people are waiting for. That is Jupiter transit. Jupiter transit is the transit of like people are waiting like crazy. You have to understand that whenever Jupiter is in own 12th house, it does not give very favorable results. Okay, it makes things very slow because right now we are not looking for spirituality. We are mostly looking for uh, money, material wealth, and Jupiter is not the karak of material wealth. Jupiter is wealth, but that wealth comes in the form of knowledge to you, and knowledge converts into wealth later. Here, Jupiter will enter into Ashwini Nakshatra on 22nd of April by changing the house from Pisces to Aries. It will come into Aries, and here it will give expansion related to this house. So that means this is the best uh, lagna for from all of the 12 lagnas, because this is the place where Jupiter will give expansion in on their fixed assets, in their money, in their bank balance, in their relationships, in their family life, in their communication, in their speech, everything that second house rules. Everywhere they're getting very good results. So Venus, Jupiter transit is going to be very favorable for you. No need of worrying about anything at all.
So
From
I
here,
think the best is about.
Jupiter will also look at the eighth house where Ketu is sitting. I have done Ketu wrong here. I just forgot to move it to the ninth house. But yes, Ketu is sitting here in this house, ninth house. Here it will again, Rohitji, give lot of wisdom, lot of intelligence, lot of knowledge related to hidden knowledge, and from that you will be able to make a lot of money. Mars will enter into Punarvasu Nakshatra origin on 22nd of April again. And what is Punarvasu Nakshatra? Nakshatra of Jupiter, giving Jupiter more strength. Mars, Jupiter will also tell Mars to do a lot of things in this chart. And here, if you see, Mars rules the Bhagyastan, the ninth house, as well as the house where Jupiter is sitting. So Jupiter is getting into the house of Mars, and Mars is getting into the Jupiter of nakshatra of Jupiter. It is also a very good yoga, Raja Yoga, some kind of Raj Yoga. Venus entered into Mrigashara Nakshatra, that is the nakshatra of Mars again. So again, see, Mars is so getting so powerful. Jupiter here, Venus gets into nakshatra of Mars, and Mars is into the nakshatra of very good. Here, uh, suddenly courage will also increase. You will be very courageous. They'll be going running after things like they are just going to get it, and they will be go getters. They will just say no, I have to do this. They will do it. The task will be complete. So all the laziness ends now for Pisces ascendant. And then later Sun will enter into Bharni Nakshatra. Bharni Nakshatra is a nakshatra, again, I told you, of starting something new, of transformation. Here, it is the nakshatra ruled by Yama. Okay. And the lord for it is Venus. That means luxury. So when Sun enters this nakshatra, again, there will be lot of good things coming to your way in terms of luxury. Your things will materialize and you will get lot of luxuries by end of this month. So Rohitji, overall, very good. Pisces is the best. Like Pisces is the best kind of transit. Jupiter is going to give them so many good things that you can't even imagine. See, their sixth house, all the rogue and shatru, that means all the enemies, all the problems related to health is going. Then where is it looking? It's looking at the 10th house. Your career will be enhanced. Career will be taken into a, very good, like very good. leap in your career, because it is the own house of Jupiter. Here it will give you immediate rise, promotions. And looking at the eighth house where Ketu is sitting. Again, I'm telling you, Ketu, I have just moved, not moved here, but it is sitting in this house. I did a mistake here. Ketu, again, Ketu here, it will give lots of benefits here from deep knowledge, wisdom, everything. So, AJ, this was all for all 12 ascendants. I hope that this brings very, very good luck for everyone. If I have
Yes,
missed
very.
something, I would ask forgiveness.
No,
If I
no,
have
no. Nothing
done
is
wrong,
missed. I think you have added everything what not any astrologer can do. You show the transits of nakshatra, transits of planets, and you divided all this prediction into three parts. This is very important and very easy for everyone to. Thank you very much, Akashji. Thank you very much for all of your this exclusive predictions for the month of April for all 12 ascendants. And thank you everyone for the 10,000 plus subscriber in just 60 days. Looking more from you, growing our family. So who are new to channel, please subscribe and also share the videos. And for the consultation, details on the screen. You just send your details and you will be replied by the team. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you, and we'll meet you soon. Thank you, Akashji. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mahalakshmi. Om Namah Shivaya.